Welcome back to the GRLCS. It's your boys, Mark Hames and Oaf, here with the special NSFW COVID-19 stream for the Blessed Owls Conference. It is week 7. No, 6. 7. Let's go with 7. It's going to be No
We'll go
Name
with
5.
7.
Yeah, I think it's No Name 5 versus Goliath Esports Armored first. Let me double check
It's the
on that.
Krugs.
It's the Krugs first?
Krugs versus N5.
Alright, Krugs versus N5. So this is week 7 then. Yeah, so it's week 7, Krugs versus No Name 5. Honestly, I've been casting these teams for however long. Let's say blue side first. Team Krugs. So we have Drakon on the top side, but there's an invade first. Binding's gonna force the flash from Juju Smith-Schuster. That's gotta hurt. But in the top lane, Team Krugs, it's Drakon on Gnar, Danelle in the jungle on Sejuani, Filipino Thug on Nico in the mid lane and Slyson, and Juju Smith-Schuster in the bot lane on Ezreal Nami.
And over on the red side, we've got No Name 5 with Castle and Crow. They're continuing the invade. I'm okay. All right, they're backing off now. I can go through the introductions. Castle and Crow on the top lane on Poppy. We've got Salang Hayo in the jungle on Hecarim. Blue in the mid lane on Orianna with Tricky and Respec in the bot lane on Caitlyn and Morgana.
Some very exciting things today. So I believe that No Name 5 are like 3 and 3, I want to say. Let me double check. No, they're 2 and 4. So No Name 5 are 2 and 4, and Krugs are 4 and 2. So we'll see if No Name 5 can pull up the upset victory here. This would really set them ahead in standings, especially because last week we saw Sensei Squad take down Team Krugs, actually, and it's pretty important that they did that because it actually saves their playoff chances, really, by putting them as one of the more top teams in the conference, because Team Krugs was solidly sitting at number 2, but now they are 4 and 2 going into this matchup.
Yeah, and if Team Krugs drops another game, they're going to have they're going to be giving No Name 5 an in on potentially hitting playoffs, I believe, if everything works out perfectly. This is basically No Name 5's last chance, if I'm reading the bracket correctly.
Yeah, I think this is No Name 5's last chance. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit more about the team comps. Well, I think I'm echoing. I can hear myself. Who am I echoing through? Is it you? Anyways, Castellan Gross goes for a trade. Alright, Drakon getting low, actually. He's about to transform into the Mega Gnar, but Castellan Crow picks up the passive shield. He's going in for more, but Drakon gonna force him off after threatening the Mega Gnar.
Yeah, and going down the team comps, it's pretty standard on both sides, honestly. Flash and heal burned in the bot lane from Tricky. A lot of aggression coming through from Slyson. They did burn the ignite, so there's no sums left on the Nami.
Yeah, just talking about the spot lane. So Caitlyn Morgana, the classic lane, everybody knows that is strong, but the sleeper OP right now is Ezreal Nami, really. Nami received some buffs, and Ezreal's back in the meta now. And their level 2's power spike is actually really strong. It doesn't matter if they hit level 2 after you or not, but as soon as they hit level 2, that's the go button, because most of the damage actually comes from Nami's Tide Caller's Blessing on her E, and buffing that with the Ezreal, and just outputs so much damage. But Salang Hayo gonna get spotted out by Danelle, but it's Sejuani versus Hecarim. I don't know if he wants this. Orions get the first roam up, Blue's on his way. Danelle being chased off, gets the knock up, and here is the assistance of Filipino Thug. Both junglers gonna back away for now, but the Scuttle Crab's gonna go over to Salang Hayo.
Yeah, important to always pick up that objective. We'll see if Danelle is going to go straight for the bottom scuttle. It looks like that's the path. That's a rough fight early for Sejuani, especially when mid lane has priority for blue there. So
it's pretty interesting because it seemed like he won. Oh my goodness, first
Lord.
blood immediately. That's the Ezreal Nami right there. So much damage from the Tide Caller's Blessing, but Drakon might get dope right here. Salang Hayo on the way. They're gonna get the stun and pick up the kill, trading across the map. Excellent job by No Name 5.
Yeah, really nice job there, being able to pick up that kill. The sad part is that that came at the help of the jungler for No Name 5, and the bot lane just died 2v2.
Yeah, but I think Drakon kind of wants this 1v2. Can he do it? He gets some damage on the Salang Hayo. He activates the ghost, but he's backing away. He's almost dead now, but Castellan Crow picks up the passive. He's going to slow him with the boomerang toss. Salang Hayo backs him off, and he loses almost all of his health for it.
Yeah, Drakon didn't want that in the end. He does have to flash over the wall there. I was going to say he still has the flash available, but he doesn't pick up any of the bonus damage that he needed for either of those kills.
Yeah, blue getting the mid priority and then roaming up is so critical right there because it actually did force the flash from Dracan when he didn't have to force it. And he's going to be at a pretty big disadvantage right now because Castellan Crow still has the TP, getting the TP back right now. And he's going to be able to pick up all of that wave and still threaten Dracan, who's sitting at less than half health right now after taking a pretty big 1v2.
Yeah, that's definitely a regankable lane for there. Dracon's gonna have to be very careful, especially after this Meganar timer goes down. And it'll be interesting to see how much more blue can do with priority. You pretty much, against the Glacial Augment version of Nico Mid, you'll pretty much always have priority early on Orianna.
Yeah, that's what we've been thinking about. The both times we've seen Blue roam, first with the jungle and then to the top lane, he had the priority right now, pushing a big wave into Filipino Thug. Just seems like he's playing a lot safer than he needs to. He actually took the barrier in this matchup, putting a lot of respect over to the team composition of No Name 5.
When you're playing up against the Hecarim, I could totally understand why he would take the barrier. I'm upset a little bit. I won't say upset. I'm a little confused that he isn't taking advantage of the bonus damage.
All right, hold on. There's a double bubble. We gotta talk about this. Ignite comes down, Slice and gets a pick onto Respect, but here comes a jungler of No Name 5, gonna try to pick up the kill on the Caitlyn, and he actually does. Now Juju Smith-Schuster in trouble, gonna flash bubble, and Salong Heyon unable to pick up the kill, but it's a 2v2 for 2 for 2 for both teams. But in the top side, Dracan actually goes down.
Yeah, 2 for 2 across the map, but Slyson doing a really good job. All sums burned in the bot lane, but they are going to pick up both in the 2v2 or 2v3 as soon as the Hecarim showed up there. So really nice job on them.
Yeah, I really like the Ezreal Nami into the Caitlyn Morgana because Nami is a kind of lesser known counter to the Morgana because Morgana really counters a lot of the tank picks in the meta with the spell shield, even though definitely it's playable around just because most of the time the tank picks they're engaged is going to be a shorter cooldown than spell shield. But anyway, the Nami is a pretty good pick in the Morgana because the spell shield is actually broken by the W, the Riptide. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called the Riptide. But the W is thrown out, it takes the shield, and then you can throw the bubble pretty immediately after that. And it'll cut through the spell shield, so Morgana doesn't really stand a chance. And Nami actually trades really well into Morgana too. So Ezreal Nami and Caitlyn Morgana is actually just insane.
It's ebb and flow. That's
Oh,
the
ebb and
yeah,
flow,
yeah, for that ability, and it does so much damage early. You're exactly right. And I think until 3, maybe 4 points into Black Shield, you will 100% break it with ebb and flow's magic damage. So it is really nice to have that as an opportunity. And Juju Smith-Schuster has been really on point with bubbles so far this lane.
Honestly, now the jungler of No Name 5 sitting in the bot lane, trying to get into that bush. He's going to get there. He has the ultimate available, running down Slice and receives the spell shield. Juju Smith-Schuster might be the target, throws out the tidal wave to stop them for now. And then, ooh, that's a lot of damage from the True Shot Barrage.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming through from the Ezreal there. A little bit of... Oh.
Yeah, Glacial Fissure into the root, into the Pop Blossom, into the Shockwave. That's some damage right there. Now the jungler of No Name 5 on his way, gonna pick up a return kill. Danelle on the run now, gonna try to slow him down, stuns him up, but he doesn't want this fight. And Salong Heya showing up big for No Name 5 in this game so far.
It was a good play onto blue, but Salong Heyo's Snapcast ulti, fearing Filipino Thug back into the tower for 2 shots is just brutal. And speaking of brutal, every time we pan up to this top lane, Castellan Crow, being 2 levels up, is just bullying this Gnar. The disadvantage he accrued early from the dive really showing up here.
I mean, it wasn't even just the dive, because he could have gotten dove right there and then been just fine. It's the fact that he TP back and immediately went for the 1v2, and then he got really low because of it, and as a result, he just got solo killed for it. It's just a result of, you know, bad decision-making from Dracan, and hopefully he can bring it back later in these team fights, because Gnar is a fairly good team fighter, but Poppy is nothing to scoff at either.
Yeah, it's kind of rough for the solo laners of Krugs right now. Danelle is in no real position to contest Salong Heyo on any of these ganks. The counter gank making it 2v2 doesn't matter when the jungler's that far ahead, so he kind of has to operate in the windows on the map where Salong Heyo isn't capable of reaching him.
Yeah, and it appears that Filipino Thug is kind of slowing down this early game. Has yet to get that first critical item. And that's kind of what you need to come online as this Glacial Augment Nico. However, the on-hit Nico is a viable option now that they've buffed it, so it's pretty surprising that he chose to go the Glacial Augment this game, because it seems like his team needs a little bit more damage. You know, you have the Ezreal, you have the Gnar, but it would really help if you had a really big damage threat from the mid lane as well into their team comp.
Yeah, even with the advantage accrued by Slias and the bonus kills, the fact that Manamune is coming online a little bit faster, there is no Yuumi Ezreal lane in this game. He does get buffed up by Juju Smasuster, but he won't be this like 1v5 threat.
Yeah, but Pop Blossom comes out. There comes the ultimate from Saolongheo. He's going to pick up the initial kill, but the Shockwave yet to come out. Actually, I think it came out earlier. It's on cooldown. Blue running him down with the help of Saolongheo. Going to force the flash from Donnell. Tidal Wave to disengage, but not necessary. Some disaster in the mid lane so far for the side of Team Krugs.
Now, neither the Nico nor the Tidal Wave or the ult from Sejuani will be up for this dragon fight, so honestly, I would be surprised to see Krugs contest this.
I mean, it's going to be really difficult for them. Drakon does have TP, though, a TP advantage over Gastel and Crow. He would opt to lose tower in favor of this dragon, but maybe they do it. Honestly, they could contest. They need to buy enough time for, you know, their mid laner to get there, but it doesn't look like they're going to do it. They're just going to give it away. True Shot Barrage is not available to steal, so I'm not sure what they're looking to steal with. They're kind of just staying there, wasting a lot of farm.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see them hanging around the Dragon Pit, especially since there's no real chance of steal, and we will see the Dragon come through there, so... the teleport coming out from blue means that the teleport would have been matched anyway. Probably a good call for Drakon to stay up top, but he's kind of also losing this 1v1 pretty hard right now, and he needs to be able to defend tower as soon as Poppy pushes this wave in.
Yeah, now Castel and Crow taking pretty favorable trade into Drakon. Drakon actually have to use his ultimate there after transforming the Mega Gnar, and I don't think Castel and Crow has yet... He's yet to use his ultimate, I think. So he definitely has a lot of kill pressure here. He can call his jungler up, but he's on the bot side of the map right now, so it'll be a long time before he gets some help. And Nanel gonna try to help out Drakon here. I don't know if this is salvageable, but the Glacial Fisher comes down. They're gonna put out a lot of damage, but Poppy just gets away. They don't have any real CC to get onto him. Maybe I spoke too soon, but the Poppy ult, just as I was talking about, was used defensively instead of offensively. Stone Crow gonna go back in, perhaps get punished for it, but Donnell doesn't have enough damage to finish it off. Castel and Crow, well played. Didn't he have to burn the flash?
Yeah, no cooldowns left for Donnell there, and the fact that Drakon got knocked away by the ultimate and not the Sejuani means there's no chance of that kill coming through. I was surprised that the Glacial prison over the wall wasn't immediately jumped forward on by Drakon. That was probably their only opportunity to pick up that kill, but then, as you mentioned, he still has the flash available, so...
Yeah, so now I don't know if that was the right move from Donnell, though. Saolongheo focusing the mid lane yet again. Shockwave comes down. Here comes the Pop Blossom, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's going to try to get away, disengage. Here comes the TP from Drakon. Filipino Doug buying some time, but the TP going to come out with the help of Donnell. Now Tidal Wave on the bot side. True Shot Barrage going to hit too. That's some damage right there. He's going to Arcane Shift forward, put out some damage, but here comes Saolongheo on the backside. They might look for a dive bot. They're setting this up pretty well right now. The bubble gonna go on to him. He's gonna take a lot of damage for now, but they're waiting to push in the wave. Now, both the top laner and jungler for both teams are gonna be here pretty soon. So this dive onto the bot lane might turn into a full-fledged team fight.
Yeah, the dive didn't have the opportunity to come through because Saolongheo used the ult on Nico's clone up in the mid lane, which is a little unfortunate because also forced Blue to flash for the kill on Filipino Thug. So they will have to back off of this. The Rift Herald is an available neutral objective, and there's so much vision priority on the side of No Name 5 that I would expect it to go over to them soon, but I haven't seen that much priority on Rift Herald in this game so far.
Yeah, No Name 5 playing to their winning lanes really well, focusing the top side of the map hard, and actually still getting the dragon. They didn't sacrifice anything bot lane, really. Saolongheo playing absolutely insane this game, being all over the map. First diving top, ganking mid a bunch of times, ganking bot as well. That didn't go so well, but he was still there. So nice of him to impact the map so much and still not fall behind in terms of jungle farm.
Yeah, not falling behind at all, and the bonus kill gold going over to him means he's online in a big way in this mid game. As soon as that phage item comes through for him, he's going to be very difficult for to deal with. Especially as you mentioned earlier, the glacial augment choice for Nico means there is a lot of damage lacking in these mid game team fights for the side of Krugs.
Especially because Slyson actually got the coal as well. A little bit more of a defensive choice, even though he was ahead. But here's comes Sejuani in the bot lane. They don't know that the jungler is here yet. Glacial Prison does not land. Tidal. Oh my goodness, what was that? Juju Smith uses the flashes forward so aggressively and has to get punished for it. Shut down onto the jungler of No Name 5. Now they're pushing forward for more. Raspek taking some damage. Tricky back all the way up to turret right now. They might look for the dive if they want it. They have the stun on the Tricky, but the spell immune gonna block him. Ace in the hole, not gonna take down the Nell. He's gonna heal up some from his refillable potion. And some disaster. It's still a 1-for-1, but Slyson might look for more. He could get the kill on the Tricky here, and he finds it. Raspek gonna stun him up with the Soul Shackles, but Theo finds the solo kill right here with the Pop Blossom. Now Slyson looking for more onto Raspek, but he's gonna back all the way up to turret. Slyson might look for the dive, but I don't know about this. Raspek can outplay him potentially. That's one. He just needs one more Q to land onto the support. Raspek in a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Drakon uses his Gnar ultimate, and he's going to be hurting for quite a while. Not going to have that as a defensive option now.
Yeah, Krugs firing back in a big way here. Solo kill in the mid lane, a one team fight extended in the bot lane. Despite Juju Masuster, I honestly think that flash might have been on purpose.
Yeah, it was absolutely on purpose, but it was just so aggressive. He tried to flash and get a range for the tidal wave, so that way it couldn't be spell shielded pretty immediately. Because if he were to do it from far away, you could have enough time for Raspek to react and put the spell shield onto whoever is going to get hit by the tidal wave. But the thing is that, you know, there's still that chance that he has enough reaction time. It's a pretty slow ability, the tidal wave. It's almost as slow as the Morgana binding. So if you are just averagely fast in your reaction speed, then you can get that timing right. Now Blue standing here, they don't know that he's here, but Juju Smith-Schuster gonna get eaten by the shockwave and get picked off yet again. Castell and Crow pushing in the top lane here. They have the advantage all across the map. They're gonna start up this dragon. It's gonna be their second of the game if they can secure it. Now, the other team is waiting here. Blue turret has been destroyed. Filipino Thug gets the slow. He's looking for the engage, but not going to find it. Red team secures the dragon. Glacial Prison onto a key target. Can they do it? Drakon is here, but he doesn't have Mega Gnar. Not going to have any engage options. The ultimate from Hecarim gonna slow them for now, but Filipino Thug not able to find any CC, or any follow-up CC rather, and No Name 5 is gonna get away with the dragon for free.
And No Name 5 is doing a fantastic job of getting at least one pick before they go for Dragon every time that it's up and they choose to prioritize it. They actually didn't even have the vision advantage there. Juju Smith-Schuster just didn't see Blue in the pit and gets caught out, and it's an instant 4v3.
It was a really creative play by Blue because what are the odds that they have vision in the dragon pit so early, because you can see that their bot lane just been sitting there for so long. So now Blue gets to wait in the dragon pit outside of vision in the fog of war, and then just makes the amazing play, amazing pick onto Juju Smith-Schuster, who gets punished for aggressive positioning yet again.
Yeah, and the 80 carry item difference is starting to make me think this mid-game damage that we've been talking about is not going to be as big a problem for Team Krugs as I thought. The Muramana is finished up, it is fully transformed, and Slyson just picked up his Trinity Force as well.
Yeah, and the Black Cleaver looking to be picked up by Hecarim means that he's not going to be that tanky. So he might eat a lot of the Ezreal damage, actually be threatened to death later in these mid-game fights, but we'll have to see how they turn up, because Team Krugs definitely needs a little bit of something to get back into this game after losing so many early objectives. They do have a slight gold lead right now, but the game is pretty much dead even.
Yeah, and despite the gold lead, there's been no noticeable farm difference except for top lane for the majority of this game. They're doing a really good job of keeping up and farm. Oh my lord, that caught him.
Yeah, the True Shot Barrage actually catches him right there. They might look for the Rift Herald now. That they picked off the ADC of No Name 5, but it is warded. Slyson might look for some damage. Rift Herald already started up by the red team. They're going to back them off right now. Danelle finally making the play perhaps, but he's going to get rooted up by Raspek. The Spell Shield is on him. They're going to try to secure this Rift Herald right here. Onslaught of Shadows is available. They don't know which one is the real Donnell. Pop Blossom is here. They're going to pick off the the support of No Name 5. Now Respect going to go golden. They're going to ult the Rift Herald away. That was so smart. Nobody can secure the Rift Herald right now. Stellan Crow on the backline, but he's going to go down. A double kill for Donnell on the other side of the fight. And Team Krugs firing back right here. Salangheo running to the safety of his turret. He's getting dove right now. Ace in the hole going to come out. They might secure the kill right here. Drakon going to pick up his first of the game and go mega as well. They're going to threaten this right here. They find the Gnar ultimate on the Tricky. Surely he'll go down. And it's the ace for Team Krugs.
No Name 5 was so split up at the beginning of that engagement. Blue was still on the blue buff, and Salangheo was on the top side, so they couldn't get the added synergy of putting the ball on Salangheo as he charged in for the ultimate, and then they just got picked apart. The ult away on the Rift Herald was pretty smart. They didn't get that objective secured, but they take a 5 for 2 trade in the process.
Donnell playing that fight so well, picking up the double kill in the initial part just because he kind of forced himself into the enemy team, and he's just so tanky right now that there's not enough damage to actually peel him off completely. Respect used a lot of his cooldowns at the very beginning of the fight, so it's really difficult for him to actually force the Sejuani off after he was diving onto the backline. Drakon as well at the very end, tail on the fight, getting the big pick and the ace onto the enemy team by getting tricky.
And Castellan Crow wasn't able to get any of his peeling off either. You saw at the end of the fight he was full health against 4 members, but at the beginning when all of his team was going down, he wasn't in a position to really protect them with any of the bonus abilities. And the fact that he chose to ult the Rift Herald instead of ulting away one of the damage threats means the rest of his team just gets run down in the process.
Yeah, but now Castellan Crow perhaps looking for the 1v1. He might be able to take it, but Drakon about to go mega now on the box side of the map. Salangheo finds Onslaught of Shadows on the Slice, and he's in trouble, but they're going to pick up Respect on the backside, get the shutdown to Slice, and finally with Filipino Thug waiting in the pit, has nowhere to go. He's going to have to flash away. Now Castellan Crow coming in right here, going to get rooted up, but overall it's a 2-for-1 in favor of No Name 5.
Yeah, really good picks there. The shutdown coming through onto Sliason, very important for them. And once again, they get picks just before this dragon comes through. This is going to be dragon number 3 and sole point for No Name 5.
And if you are a team in the Blessed Isles Conference just scouting out No Name 5 right now, they are playing a very predictable playstyle. They're grouping up for the dragon, but here comes the fight. Plop Blossom gonna come in onto 1. You're not gonna get the Poppy ult. Filipino Thug gonna go golden, but it's not gonna save him for long. Donnell gonna do a lot of damage, but it's not enough. They find the shutdown, but the True Shot Farage finds 2. Rift Herald dropped on the top side, blocked by Respect for now. But oh my goodness, that was almost disastrous for Team Krugs before Slicen saved the play.
Yeah, if Slicen's True Shot Barrage isn't on target there, that is a disgusting fight for the side of No Name 5. Not only do they pick up the dragon, which they still get in the end, but they would have gotten extra kills on top of that for literally no penalty.
Yeah, and we can see that there's a 300 gold lead. I'm sorry, 3,000 gold lead now in favor of Team Krugs, who are slowly coming back. We've been talking about how well No Name 5 has been playing, but overall, we can see that the team play of Team Krugs is looking superior in this matchup. They're getting a lot of picks. You can see that their Ezreal is 8-2, an incredible performance so far by Slice, and we'll see if he can pick it up later in the game because he just picked up an extra 2 kills off that True Shot Barrage. He's looking pretty beefy right now, looking to pick up that Bork. You can see him sitting on the Vamp Scepter, has the upgraded Mirror Mana and the Triforce completed, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage for his team. It's just a matter of his team being able to set it up for him.
And outside of the ult combo of Salangheo and Blue, I actually really like Team Krugs' team fight a lot more. I'm thinking that one of the important things before this fight comes through this tidal wave.
Yeah, just 1 second. The tidal wave coming in. Spell Shield gonna block the initial engage, but the Onslaught Shadows on the backside. Nobody there to follow up yet, though. Salangheo gonna go down. Pop Blossom here to return, but they find the double kill at the first part of the fight. It's a 3-for-1 so far, and they're chasing for more. Baron on the eyes. Now Donnell finds the pick onto Respect. Slicing getting chased down by Cassell, Crow, and Tricky, but they don't have enough damage to finish him off, as well as the CC. Blue gonna scout them out, but they're running into the safety of their turret right now. That is not there, actually. Now Donnell gonna get engaged on. This could be dangerous, but Cassell and Crow gonna be forced to back away. Slicing gonna push him off for now. But Baron is not an available objective because Salangheyo is down for the next 10 seconds. They're just pushing them off right now, forcing them to kind of back off, not secure the vision around the Baron, even though Team Krugs already has a lot of the preliminary vision.
Yeah, it was a pretty even fight there, going slightly in favor of Team No Name 5, but Sliason doing a really good job at the onset of that fight by kiting away from Salangheo effectively, and getting back to the safety of Donnell. So they stay alive. There is no Baron threat because Salangheo went down so early in that fight, and I'm thinking that if these team fights keep going the same way and we're looking at a scaling war, then I think it does favor Sliason with the lead that he has so far until, honestly, until Tricky hits his third item.
We can see that Slicen just completed the Blade of the Ruin King. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. He's a lot ahead of Tricky right now. But I just want to point out Salangheyo's build right now. So we thought he was going for the Black Cleaver because he had the Kindle Gem in the Phage, but he actually switches around and goes for the Spirit Visage instead, decides he needs a little bit more tank stats. But you're not itemizing against the right person. You need to itemize against the Ezreal, who's doing a lot of AD damage right now. So now he's actually going to finish the Trinity Force pretty late in the game. So he's going to be spiking around the same time as Caitlyn gets her third item, actually. So the scaling war might really go in favor of No Name 5 as soon as they pick up those key items on both Hecarim and Caitlyn.
Yeah, and I am a little bit confused, doubly so that he went for the Spirit Visage while he also has the Mercury Treads. He has effectively no armor up against this Ezreal right now.
Yeah, that's really what he needs, but he finds the engage. Initial pickoff onto Juju Smith-Schuster yet again. Now trying to chase them. Glacial Prison onto the support. Now Respect turning back in, gonna get the stun with the Soul Shackles. Salangheo zoning away the enemy team. They're gonna find the Nell, but he's gonna flash over the wall. Now Blue looking for a little bit more, but he's not gonna find anything. Tricky backs off. Slicen has joined the fray, and he's going to force the rest of No Name 5 off of this fight. Drakon might find the engage as soon as he hits Meganar, but so far it's a 1-for-0 in favor of No Name 5.
And we have Dragon coming up really soon. They have to get back out onto the map because it's Soul Point. This is not an objective they can afford to give up, and they cannot afford to give up any of these picks that we've seen time and time again before the Dragon comes online.
So right now we can see that that Cassell and Crow is backing. He has TP available. He could get a really nice flank and pick off Slicen, but Onslaught of Shadows is not available. It's not going to be up by the time this dragon spawns. You can see that Team Krugs has the advantage right now. They could just potentially just start this dragon immediately. Respect is not back. He's about half health. He's in trouble. Spell immune. Salangheo jumping in, looking for the engage. Finds the Filipino Thug, but the Pop Awesome on the backside. They steal the Drake. That's Dragon Soul for No Name 5, and now they're looking for the fight. Blue finds Shockwave onto 2, but Drakon about to go Mega. He can find this right here, but he gets rooted up. It's a double kill for Tricky on the initial part of the fight. Glacial Prison comes up onto the ADC. Tricky's in trouble, but he receives the Spell Shield Blessing, and now Donnell on the run. Stone Crow finds the stun, and Tricky goes legendary in this fight. It's a 4-for-1 for No Name 5.
What a fantastic play from Salangheo there. Gets the Black Shield, runs straight in onto the Dragon, and just wins the Smite fight straight up against Donnell. And the Dragon Soul actually makes it so that they do so much damage on the backside of that fight, they're able to pick up 4 with only Juju Smith-Schuster surviving.
And now they're going to start the Baron as well. Now Salangheo's on the way. He's going to be there by the time they finish the Baron to secure it for them. But the rest of Team Krugs are on the way. Juju Smith-Schuster leading the call. He's the only one up really in that area right now. But it looks like the Baron's going to go completely in favor of No Name 5. And they've completely turned this game around in one single fight as well.
Yeah, they will be able to pick up the Baron here, and as far as lane assignments go, it seems like a pretty cut and dry 1-3-1 for them.
Yeah, so now 1-3-1 should be the move, but they're going to go ahead and back first reset. This is a pretty wise call now. Haunting guys and blasting one picked up. We can see that Caitlyn has completed her third item as well. So things are looking pretty good for No Name 5. Trinity Force finally completed for Saolong Heyo too. So this is kind of their time to shine right now. This is their power spike. This is the time that they can find any fight that they want and probably win it if they play it, to an average amount since they've hit these really big power spikes themselves.
Yeah, and with the Inferno Soul specifically, in this Baron window, they should be able to take almost any engagement with it they don't have a really big numbers disadvantage on.
And it seems like their Baron push has been very slowed. Drakon pushing in the backside, I'm sorry, on the bot side of the map, and they don't really have waves pushing on the bot side or the side lane kind of pushing in for them, but nobody's there escorting that wave, so nobody threatening the tower really. So they're just grouping in bot right here. They could just look to end it though. Onslaught of Shadows is available. Saolong Heyo has the Ghost too. They're gonna push in for this first tower. Drakon on the side, looking for the engage potentially, but they're just gonna clear off the wave. It's never wise to just group with your Baron, even if you're really strong, because if the enemy team plays it well enough, you just waste your Baron. You need to spread out your Baron across the map, which is not what No Name 5 are doing right now.
Yeah, we're reaching peak North American ARAM experience right now. They're just looking for an engage with the Onslaught of Shadows when they could easily be picking up the standing gold in the side lanes with this Baron buff.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think honestly with the Inferno Soul, they're also just straight up stronger in the 1v1.
Yeah, absolutely, and they need to find something right now. Top lane is pushed in all the way. They need to send somebody up there to potentially grab that, because if nobody threatens that, then it's just a wave crashing in the tower. It's no big deal for Team Krugs, and they might just look for something here. They're putting out a lot of poke damage right now, but Onslaught Shadow still available. Nell stepping up a little bit far. If he gets bound right here, it might be trouble, but Raspek moving forward. Now, Ebb and Flow gonna land. Danelle jumps far forward. He's gonna get rooted up. Now might be the time to shine. Onslaught Shadow still available. We're just casting this Mexican standoff right here. Neither team really wants to make the first move, especially No Name 5, who have the clear advantage right now.
Yeah, if you are going to group up like this with your Baron, which I don't recommend, then you really do need to just force under the tower. I mean, you've got the Onslaught of Shadows into the Shockwave, you've got all the tools necessary, plus the Infernal Soul. You just have to do it. You're wasting so much of your buff time.
They end up getting the first tower. They actually put a lot of damage on the Respect, and here comes the fight. They're looking for the engage. Big tidal wave lands onto two. Respect goes golden on the backside. Danelle gonna be blocked for the ace from the hole, but a big onslaught of Shadows onto the backline finds 4, but he's gonna go down anyway. Tricky's really big right now, and nobody got onto him. Danelle gonna be forced to flash away as he has the spell shield, and they're gonna continue to push forward without the Baron buff this time.
Yeah, no damage goes on to either AD carry there, so they kind of just reset the situation with the 2-for-2.
Yeah, but Respect is spell immune right now, but he might get stunned up if he's not careful. He binds the binding onto the mid laner, but he's gonna go down. No, he doesn't! Danelle not able to find the second part of his Q. Pretty unfortunate, and therefore not able to pick up that kill onto Respect.
Yeah, an extended 3-for-3 and the entirety of the Baron buff just kind of spent for inner turret and mid lane. They did pick up the standing outer tower in the bot lane due to minion pressure. They get that for free because they kept Team Krugs in mid lane that entire time, but I feel like they could have gotten so much more off of that play.
I mean, absolutely. They kind of squandered their Baron buff in. Not necessarily squandering their lead, because they still have a 4k gold lead. The Dragon coming up in 35 seconds, they should still have the teamfight advantage for, but they could have pushed their lead just so much more, and we could have seen them potentially end the game with how strong they are. They opt to fight for this Elder Dragon instead, which is not something that they have to do, but something we will be entertained by nonetheless.
And they do have the current priority on it. They've got vision in the pit. There is no surrounding wards for Krugs to play off of, so Krugs is really looking for essentially like a miracle engage or someone to overstep super hard.
Yeah, and Saolong Heyo might be the move right here. Slicing gets bound again by Raspek. The Elder Dragon has spawned. It will not be started up quite yet. Here we go. They started up right now. So now Team Krugs are on the timer. Drakon actually has Mega Gnar for this fight. This could be favorable for them. He hasn't jumped in yet, and The Elder Dragon has been started. He's going to go and find a huge Gnar ultimate on the floor, but not stunning up any of them. Now on the backside, Filipino Duck looking for a Pop Blossom, finds 3. Now Slicin pushing forward. Salangheo forced off the objective so far. Glacial Prison onto the ADC means that they'll find another pick, and it's a shutdown for the ADC of Team Krugs. Now they're pushing for more. Spell shielded Castel and Crow gonna run down Slicin, but he's taking a lot of damage. Now that he's not spell shielded, he's in a little bit of trouble. Gets slowed down. Castel and Crow forcing them back, slow after slow after slow, but Danelle looking for the dive. He wants blood, and he wants it now. One more on the Castel and Crow will do it, and they might not find it. Danelle taking a lot of damage from that turret, gonna be forced to back away, but the Elder Dragon still up and potentially going over to Team Krugs now.
A fantastic engage there by Drakon. He finds the huge ulti onto the backline, and the flash immediately from Blue and Tricky, not enough to get away from the flank coming through Tribrush on the bottom side of the Dragon Pit.
Yeah, now TP's coming out. It's going to be Castel and Crow. Blue doesn't have his. Respect goes golden, and he's going to go on the slice and going to try to force him off the objective, but only buying time for his team to get there. He's going to go down. Ace in the hole is here. Respect going to go down as well. It's a double kill for Drakon, who was hurting so much in the earlier game, but comes back for the big team fight win at the Elder Dragon. Now Team Krugs on the move. They're on a timer now with the aspect of the Dragon.
And I just go back to the advantage that was thrown away kind of by No Name 5. They took a really unfortunate set of lane assignments for the Baron, and then they're just not on top of it in the Dragon fight.
Yeah, but now Team Krugs forcing this really hard. They throw out a lot to just pick off Tricky, and they actually find them. That's the shutdown onto the ADC. Now they're going back towards the Baron potentially, but they have the Elder buff. They don't have waves to set up for the inhibitor push and potentially the end, but the Baron will help them with that. Elder buff now ticking down. It's going to take some time for them, but it's not going to look like a contest from No Name 5. They're going to have to give this one over, and another Baron off the map in this game.
Yeah, no position to contest, and with Tricky down for another 25 seconds, they get a free reset off. We'll see if they can do lane assignments a little better this time around with their Baron buff than No Name 5 did with the last one. They are going to be running out of their Elder Dragon buff soon, though.
Yeah, Filipino Thug going to the top lane. Drakon, please go bot. I'm begging you. Okay, Drakon goes bot. It's going to look like a 1-3-1 or a 4-1 potentially, depending on where Filipino Thug goes. But 4-1 is even better than just 5-man grouping in the mid lane. There's no point in that. And we can... at this point, you know, Team Krugs deserves the win after pulling off a really big miracle fight at the Elder Dragon, finding the beautiful engage with Drakon, now using their Baron buff correctly.
Yeah, we'll see if they can convert it into at least a base turret, if not more. They would really like to take down an inhib here so that they can safely rotate to Drakon's split push.
Yeah, the problem is with what they're doing, they're not crashing the waves at the same time. They're crashing the mid wave, then the bot wave, so that way somebody has time to defend this bot wave, but doesn't look like Salangheo is going to be able to threaten very much. He has to demolish and gonna go mega, so that's gonna hurt his turret taking capabilities just a little bit. But now Danelle in the bot side, they might pick off Raspek if he's not careful, but here comes the dive onto the jungler. Turret gonna go down, he's gonna go unstoppable, get stunned up, and with the Glacial Prison, gonna take him down. Now Filipino Thug goes golden, he's in a little bit of trouble, gonna get rooted up, but the shield from the barrier gonna save him for now. Castel and Crow getting doped now. They're looking for the tidal wave, looking for the inhibitor turret. They need to grab that first before they proceed for more. Danelle just playing so aggressive. He knows how tanky he is. He knows how much damage they lack, but they're gonna have enough damage to take him down. Now Castel and Crow, the target. Raspek gonna go golden surely to go down soon. He's the next target. Castel and Crow going low, but gonna have to go back to the fountain. They move down to the bot side turret potentially before going for the end, but it looks like split calls right now for Team Krugs, who might just end the game after a big comeback.
Yeah, huge comeback there. I don't know if there's enough left in the tank to defend. Drakon goes mega. He's got the Gnar ultimate available. We'll see if he pulls the trigger on this endgame.
Yeah, he's just waiting right now. First turret down, Nexus turret down. That's a 3-man Gnar ultimate. That's what you need. 3-man Pop Blossom, and that's going to be the game for Team Krugs.
Yeah, really good comeback there from Team Krugs. That dragon fight was fantastic for them. They converted it well into the Baron with a nice force onto Tricky. Really textbook ending there. getting good lane assignments, and it was really well played for them at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, we have to look at the Baron push once again for No Name 5. I felt like they had this game in the bag. They found a really good play, grabbed the Baron as well, and could have just spread their pressure and potentially cracked the base and played those fights just a little bit better and would have closed out the game. But ultimately, they ended up throwing it at the Elder Dragon because they waited too long to close the game out. Slyson with the insane performance, 11-3 and 16 on the Ezreal. Definitely MVP of the game for me.
Yeah, I have to hard agree with that one. Unfortunate for No Name 5. We'll see if they can possibly play spoiler to a couple teams later on in the split, but that will, I think, eliminate them from potential playoff standing.
Okay. All right. So we will take a quick break before we go into our second game of the day. It's going to be Goliath Esports Armored versus EXT. And our final game is going to be Sensei Squad Diamond versus MSU JV. We'll be right back. Welcome back to week 7 of the GRLCS. This is the Blessed Isles Conference, and we are excited to cast your games. It's me, Mark Hames, and Neo here to cast game 2 of the Blessed Isles. First game of the day, we saw Team Krugs with a big comeback win against No Name 5. No Name 5 kind of squandering their playoffs chances, but hopefully they can bring it back and pull off some miracle wins later in the split. But let's focus on the game now. We have EXT versus Goliath Esports Armored. So on the blue side, we have Goliath Esports Armored, Kiyohime in the top lane on Orin, Daniela Andrade on Nunu and Willem, Key of Light 09 on Twisted Fate, and Fishcake and Silverhammer in the bot lane as Sivir Morgana.
Yeah, and over on the red side, still undefeated is EXT, Reptar up in the top lane on Mordekaiser, Sacred Strike in the jungle on Trundle, Fissure in the mid lane on Cassiopeia, and Let's Have Fun and Curb Stomp in the bot lane playing my old favorite, Varus Tahm Kench.
Yeah, I mean, this is the classic bot lane right here. This is the LCK bred bot lane, the Varus Tahm Kench, and they're going to pull it off once more. Curb Stop, very well known for his Tahm Kench play in previous splits where he was kind of the babysitter for Teen Sama on Unlucky Retribution, but he's really found his own identity here as the leader of EXT. And we're looking for him to win his first GRLCS split. He's probably been one of the greatest support players in the GRLCS, but he's yet to find the championship so far.
Yeah, and this definitely looks like the season to do it. EXT looking completely unstoppable so far in this season.
Yeah, and I mean, previously, I think 2 weeks ago on the Blessed Isles conference stream, me and shoot, who was it? It was either it was Boosted Asian and I. And we came up with the Diamond Power rankings, and we put EXT at A tier. Actually, they've looked pretty good in their wins, but they haven't looked quite as dominant as a Return of the Millsticks, who we left as solely in A tier. But they're still looking to prove us wrong in the second half of the round robin. Maybe they'll win even more dominant than before. But we'll have to see. Fishcake trading some big damage so far onto the bot lane. The Varus Tahm Kench, the Classico.
Yeah, and one of the small weaknesses of the Varus Tahm Kench lane is how much they can get poked out by higher range bot lanes. You don't ever really have any kill pressure unless you find something onto Curb Stomp because he can always just eat the Varus, but you do lose out on some early trades.
Yeah, but the Fish Cake gonna block the spell shield, gonna have the flash right here, and no, he's gonna go down for first blood. Curb Stomp been traded, he plays aggressive, but that's definitely worth as you get the plus 100 gold for it.
Yeah, as I say it, Fishcake and Silverhammer get engaged on super hard. Doesn't even have the chance to flash away. The Curb Stomp jumping in, gobbling him up for that early kill.
It just seems that Let's Have Fun and Curb Stomp know this matchup so well. Daniela Andrade looking for the biggest snowball ever, connects onto Reptar, but no response from Kiyoame. He's so far away, but doesn't even need it. Kiyoame flashes forward to secure the kill onto Reptar.
Yeah, that was a really nice gank there from Daniela Andrade. The lane very slightly pushed up in Kiyohime's favor. He had a little bit more tower proximity, and that long lane is really difficult to escape the snowball in.
Yeah, and Fissure and Sacred Strike moving in. I think Sacred Strike is a sub, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who the regular jungler is, but I don't remember it being Sacred Strike, because Sacred Strike was the previous top laner for Unlucky Retribution in previous splits, and I don't remember seeing him or casting his name in this split. I don't know. Twitch chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm also not looking at Twitch chat. So, anyways, so let's talk about EXT, because they are 6-0 in their conference so far. Yet anybody has really put up a really great showing against them, but they've closed out every game. They've won pretty much every game. I don't know if they've dropped any individual games. I know they've won all their matches, which is why they're 6-0. But if any team is to focus down on EXT, you have to play through the top side, right? Reptar isn't one of the strongest top laners in the division, but he's definitely holding his own and kind of not necessarily letting himself be carried in some of these games, but maybe, how do I put this? I mean, he's going to get bound up right here. Hold on. Yeah, he has to get eaten up. So he's not getting carried through these games, but he's not the strongest member on his team by any means. It's kind of like the Team Liquid situation where you have, oh, is Impact the weakest member of Team Liquid? Just by default, he kind of is, because everybody else is playing so insane. Obviously not this split, but in previous splits.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you on that one. And Reptar has been holding his own, but it is definitely one of those. We hammer at the weak link not because it's that weak, but because every other link is so strong. And any chance you have of getting an advantage in this matchup onto EXT, you'll take.
Yeah, and I mean, you absolutely have to. The problem is right now is the meta has slowly started to shift in favor of tanks rather than carries, and it's pretty hard for you to accrue such a lead on a tank. You know, if you accrue a lead on this Ornn into the Mordekaiser matchup, you're still going to be just as useful. You can't really push your lead as hard as you can on something like a carry, such as, you know, I don't know, Renekton, that is in the meta right now, but none of the GRLCS top laners are playing, or maybe, I don't know, what's another? I have no idea. I'm blanking right now. What are meta top laners that can carry?
The meta top laners that can carry. Aatrox is still played a significant amount. I don't know
Yeah.
if can carry is a tag I would put onto that character.
Yeah.
Most of the time you see top laners in solo queue that want to be carrying pick stuff like Garen or Wukong right now just because of how broken they are on this patch.
Yeah, and I mean, they are pretty strong. Blade of the Rune King as well has been buffed, so maybe switching more in favor of these tank buster picks. Kiyome getting pushed in right now could be, yeah, threat for a dive, but Reptar has the ultimate available now. The gank from Sacred Strike could come in pretty soon. He's doing some pretty aggressive counter jungling on the top side of the map. If Reptar pushes this in, he will be able to dive him. However, on the bot side of the map, you can see that Daniela Andrade has picked up the first dragon of the game. It's going to be in the first Infernal, going over to Goliath Esports, and the second one's going to be a Cloud Dragon. That means the rift is either going to be an Ocean Rift or a Mountain Rift, and I'll let you call it right now, Dio. What do you think it's going to be?
It's gonna be an Ocean Rift.
It's going to be an Ocean. You're pretty confident?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident it's gonna be an Ocean Rift. Chat's gonna flame me when I'm wrong, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's you're either right or you're wrong, right? It's a 50-50. So
It's a raw 50-50. On the subject of Sacred Strike, I did have a chance to go over and look at the battle file. We see the ult thrown down in the top lane from Reptar.
yeah, I don't think Kiyome knows that Shaker Strike is waiting right there, but he might find the solo kill anyway. He's in trouble though. Gonna go down to Reptar.
Yeah, and that's just fighting Mordekaiser in an open lane with no advantages. It's never really advised, no matter how far ahead you are necessarily, unless you're on a champion that just absolutely destroys Mordekaiser.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, Sacred Strike is not their normal jungler. You're right, he's a sub. They've had a couple jungle subs actually. Mowgli playing for them earlier in week 5, and then Chameleon Jax is the normal.
Oh, Silver's Hammer finding the engage with the Soul Shackles, picks up the kill on the Curb Stomp. The 2v2 going over to Goliath Esports. Armored, well played. And now let's have fun looking to turn this one on to Fish K. He's going to have to burn the heal, but Silver Hammer is there to dissuade him from engaging any further. But you know, the Goliath Esports Armored are one of the small shining parts of the Goliath Esports squad, in my opinion. Silver Hammer and Fishcake have been playing very well this split. They've been, you know, at least going even, not losing too hard in any particular game this split on stream. So it's very exciting to see them find the 2v2 kill onto EXT, because that's not exactly a weak point for EXT.
No, it definitely isn't. Silver Hammer just a really good understanding of Morgana's limits there, gets the double soul shackles. They do the correct thing, which is to focus Curb Stomp specifically, and then let's have fun having to burn both the ult and the flash. The flash in the initial run away, and then the ult to try and pick up something off the backside, but Fishcake not going down in that exchange.
And, you know, Silver Hammer is a GRLCS veteran. We've seen him go against these super squads time and time again. And, you know, he's had mixed performances. I think he's missed playoffs for quite some time as the OGR captain or playing on some other squads. But now that he doesn't have to really run this team, it seems like he is able to focus more on playing the game and is actually playing a lot better in this split than previous splits.
Yeah, no, he's having a really good time in this particular season, and the squad he's built for himself is, they're what you said. They're not top of the standings necessarily, but for their first debut, Goliath Esports Armored has been doing a really good job.
Yeah, and especially against the showing in EXT, they've accrued themselves a 300 gold lead in the early game, picking up the dragon as well. That gold lead will soon be neutralized, I want to say, as soon as Rift Herald is dropped, but we'll see where Sacred Strike... No, actually, I'm sorry, Reptar has the Rift Herald, so we'll see if he ends up getting to use it and take some turret platings before 14 minutes.
It might end up being stalled out a little bit. We do see Daniela Andrade hanging around up in the top lane, just sitting on that blast cone. He will go in now with this with the snowball.
Yeah, he's going to land the snowball. The Ornhorn going to land as well. He's thrown into the Death Realm. Daniela Andrade in a little bit of trouble. But here comes the Absolute Zero, slowing him for Kiyohime. Can he find the assist? But Reptar doing pretty well in the 1v2 right now, taking a lot of damage. But both of these top and jungle are taking damage too. Kiyohime in a little bit of trouble. Can they find it? Yes, they can. A little bit too close to call, but now Silverhammer going in right here. They find the kill potentially on the Let's Have Fun. Key of Light going to flash away, but Fisher finally not getting the solo kill. I don't know if he can do it. Gonna grab the gold card as well. The poison finally gonna tick down. Sacred Strike in the bot lane as well. Not able to find anything on the bot lane. Gonna flash forward. Gonna get rooted up as well. He's in a little bit of trouble. One more auto will do it. Dodges away from the tongue lash as well. Curb Stomp getting run down. They don't have the Q from Sivir though to chase him with. And Let's Have Fun TPing back. We'll save the play. And here gonna force him off of Curb Stomp.
Yeah, that's TP basically just to make sure wave hits tower. Fishcake and Silverhammer playing this bot lane matchup so well, even when Sacred Strike comes through, the flash basically frame for frame between Fishcake and Silver Strike, or Sacred Strike, and Silverhammer being able to keep his AD carry alive and get that binding down means that they do pick up another kill for themselves.
Yeah, so now we can see that GEA has accrued themselves about a 1k gold lead, even more than before. Dragon spawning as well. Danielle Andrade heading to the bot side of the map. Kiyome and Reptar both have teleport available, so this next dragon fight could turn into a pretty big team fight. Sacred Strike in the area picks up the initial wrist scuttler. Key of Light in a little bit of trouble, gonna try to get away with the Destiny, and he actually does. TP coming in from both top laners now. Here comes the fight. Kiyome in the backside, but nobody there to support him quite yet. Means he's taking too much damage and actually gonna get taken down now. Fish Cake on the way, but Curbstomp ulting behind them, playing pretty aggressive, looking for the pick onto Daniela Andrade. That's a 5v4 advantage. Rift Herald gonna be summoned in the mid lane as well, gonna secure some turret playings for Fissure.
Yeah, they do drop the Rift Herald for the bonus pressure. Key of Light has to respond to that, and it's just another man advantage on Dragon. They will be able to pull that out of the pit and secure that for themselves.
Yeah, it was a pretty well-played fight from EXT. They knew to abuse the poor TP from Kiyome, taking that to the limit, really, and able to secure that for their team fight win this early in the game and kind of bringing it back a little bit. They pick up the Cloud Dragon, they pick up some turret plates as well, neutralize the gold lead to about 800, 900 to what it would have been before. But now Shaker Strike in the bot lane, they might focus again. Here comes the corrupting chains. And now Fish Cake in a little bit of trouble, gonna take a lot of damage. Can he get away from this one? Tom Kench looking for it. The flash forward, tongue lash will secure. Gonna go golden, just the BM for it as well.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate for Fish Cake and the rest of GEA that Silverhammer has gotten 3 of these kills in the bot lane. The gold advantage is nice, but on your support versus onto your Sivir, it's not really a contest.
We can see that he actually just built straight up CDR too. He's not going to get an early core item such as the Zanyas that he kind of needs, but Reptar getting engaged on the top lane, Kiyome getting brought into the Shadow Realm. Ornhorn going to come out to buy some time, Danielle Andrade waiting there, lying in wait, absolute zero available. Could they pick this up right outside the turret they're looking for? Finds Tanaka, finds the kill. Reptar hurt in this game.
Yeah, he's really not enjoying the amount of jungle proximity Daniela Andrade has been shoving into this top lane. And it's something that we kind of talked about earlier. If you're going to beat EXT, you hammer through the weak link. And that's not what Reptar is playing for. He's not staying at tower necessarily. He will consistently fight Kiyohime whenever Kiyohime wants these fights. And when he wants these fights, it's... oh.
Yeah, they want this fight in the mid lane. Forgive Light goes golden. He's going to save himself for a little bit. Can clear off the wave right now, but Fissure, oh my goodness, the spell shield from Silverhammer saves him. And Forgive Light lives with his life. Such a patient play. That was so well played. So much team synergy from GEA right here. Putting such a great showing against EXT. We did not expect this from them.
And the plays coming out from GEA are really impressive. They're doing a fantastic job in the bot lane. I was just about to mention the fact that every ounce of advantage they've gotten in the bot lane is kind of equalized by mid, but that play from Key of Light kind of changes things. Fissure goes down, loses the shutdown gold. They get priority on Vision again, and they're doing a fantastic job of that so far on their line of scrimmage. And to finish my point in the top lane, Reptar's kind of taking these fights against Kiyohime only whenever Daniela Andrade is around.
Yeah, so I would like a composition from GEA to kind of put more of a carry jungler, because if you are going to play towards topside, you are going to put Kiyome on this tank Ornn, which is not weak by any means. It's kind of a meta pick that's played really well so far by Kiyome, other than the miss TP earlier in the game. But if you put a carry jungler with that, then you're able to kind of focus down Reptar a lot harder. You actually will create a more, what's the word, a better lead for yourself, I suppose, for lack of a better word. It's more of something that you can use later in the game rather than getting it onto your Nunu, who can't really use these kills and lead as well as, let's say, a carry jungler like a Lee Sin or a Elise.
Honestly, I would actually really like to see a Hecarim in place of Nunu here. You still get the same speed around the map with Key of Light that you're kind of looking for in your mid-jungle synergy, and it utilizes the ult from your Sivir really, really well, and kind of fulfills the pseudo-carry role, or at least a little bit more damage than a Nunu can put out.
Yeah, Curbstomp using his ultimate very aggressively in this game. Already picked up the QSS as well, able to tank a lot of the CC with the cleansing QSS, but Danielle Andrade looking for, he's going to get stopped by the pillar though. Now Fissure moving forward, he's going to get stopped potentially by the gold card. Curb Stomp is there, as well as Silver Hammer. Fish Cake in the mid lane, not going to be able to clear much more against Let's Have Fun. But Kiyome and Reptar with the 1v1 again. This might be going all in. No, not quite yet.
Not quite yet, but Reptar being favored generally in the Ornn matchup, especially later on. Being set so far behind, hasn't finished up the Liandry's yet, is kind of losing out on these trades against the Ornn, who has already finished the Abyssal Mask.
Yeah, and I mean, with that Abyssal Mask and some Mordekaiser, you're going to be blocking a lot of that damage, especially with that MR, with the Merc Treads as well. The Liandry's format is really what Reptar needs to be able to come online in this matchup and kind of push his lead a little bit. He is 1-3, but you know, Kiyome's also 1-2. You know, there's not much of a gold lead in favor of him. He's just able to pick up the Abyssal Mask off of better back timings. I'm sure if Reptar backed right now, he would be able to have the Liandry's Torment. The Rift Herald are going to be summoned in the mid lane, and they're going to move towards the Dragon as well. This is a textbook play. They're going to be able to get the damage off onto the mid turn and start this Dragon with the pressure they've accrued. But I feel like they started the Dragon just too little too late. The rest of EXT are going to be able to come in here. Kiyome trying to stop Reptar from TPing. A Fissure on the backside. Silverhammer in trouble. He doesn't have... Yeah, he does have the stopwatch. Soul Shackle's not going to land on anybody, though. And the Dragon going low. Absolute Zero might just secure it. And blue team takes the Dragon. It's going to be second Dragon of the game for GEA. And now they are on the run. They find the shutdown onto Janelle, Andrade, and Silverhammer in the backside. He's going to be ulted on by the Tom Kench, but it's just Curb Stomp by himself right now. The rest of the team are going to join him pretty soon, but Key of Light getting engaged on, thrown into the Shadow Realm. Fish Cake there to support as well. Kiyome pretty soon, but Key of Light just trying to survive for now. Reptar doesn't have enough damage quite yet, and he's going to get stunned up, knocked up, and a big play from Kiyome right here, not able to pick up the jungler of Sacred Strike, but it does not matter. He saves his mid laner in the meantime.
A lot to unpack, and I'm not sure we're quite done yet anyway, to be honest with you, but a really nice play there from Kiyohime to save Key of Light. Key of Light's so patient this game. He's just standing in the middle of the Death Realm, knowing that there's not anything he can do about it. Moves at the last second to avoid the Q from Reptar, and then knowing that he has Kiyohime's ult over the wall. It's actually really unfortunate there at the Dragon Pit. Sacred Strike had, I mean, EXT in general had the priority on the play. They had pushed GEA out of the pit. Fish Cake had to flash over the wall, and Sacred Strike missed Smite by about 80 to 100 HP, and Fish Cake's Q plus the ambient damage was able to pick up the Dragon on the backside for them. So they do go up by another Dragon, and Silverhammer caught in the backside underneath the tower does end up giving that kill over to Let's Have Fun.
Yeah, now we can see a 1k gold lead in favor of EXT. They're going to find a pick onto Fish Cake as well. Has nowhere to go. Fissure waiting patiently in the bush. And, you know, it pays off. He's 4-1 on the Cassiopeia right now. Has the Saris Embrace and the Liandry's. He's pretty big considering the mid game. And, you know, in looking at the wide grand scheme of things as well.
Yeah, having those two items up specifically and up a ridiculous amount of farm on Key of Light, actually just a ridiculous amount of farm in terms of the scope of the game in general, 215, the next highest on his ADC at 170. So Fissure putting on a really masterclass performance in mid lane here.
Yeah, now he's going to get engaged on Danielle Andrade, force off after they spot out Curb Stomp. They know it's just him and Silverhammer there, so they can afford to be a little bit more aggressive than they would have. Destiny is available to the rest of EXT on the top side of the map. I'd really like them to make a play around bot side, potentially. I mean, Kiyome does have the TP available, so perhaps they could make a play on the top side and have him TP over, but it doesn't look like they're being too aggressive right now. They're letting the gold lead slowly tip in favor of EXT right here. This is what EXT does best. They start punishing their opponents in the mid game, and they start running away with the lead.
Yeah, and backing there on Fissure to pick up a full Rylai's Crystal Scepter, definitely in place to take over this game. There needs to be so much respect paid to Cassiopeia ult in these fights, and the potential for that snake to just be sitting in the bushes.
Yeah, I mean, anytime Fissure is left unchecked in team fight, he's gonna do so much damage. And even just throwing down the Miasma in the middle of the fight with the Rylai slow and with the ground, it's pretty much gonna win them the team fight right there. It's gonna be really hard for them to find any meaningful engage unless they can burst down the initial targets. But that's why the Tom Kench is there. I really like this composition that EXT is built because they have the peel from Sacred Strike and Curb Stomp, and they're able to kind of peel for the carries who have gotten a really nice lead right now, but they're going to go onto the Baron right now. They know that Kiyome has the TP, and they might be taking this out of 5v4 if they're not careful. Cleanse comes out from Curb Stomp. They're going to force out the TP right now. It's a pretty smart play so far from EXT, but they might just be in trouble right now. Spell immune, Chains of Corruption. He's going to eat the gold card as well. Ornhorn going to come out, and they're looking for the dive potentially. They find the slow with the Sacred Strike, but they're not able to find anything meaningful. Danielle Andrade on the backside, and they're just going to be forced away as Mordekaiser is actually able to get the bot lane turret left unchecked. Potentially, they don't have any more CC available to dive right here. They have enough wave clear to be able to stop this turret push.
Yeah, this has kind of turned into a bit of a macro nightmare.
Oh! Hold on! A big petrifying gaze on the 3 targets, and Fissure flashes away. Now there's a big dive. Daniel Andrade hands over the absolute zero, but doesn't find anybody. Silverhammer not gonna go golden as well, and the dive goes awry for GEA as EXT pick up the ace, and now the Baron.
That is a disgusting flash buffered ult from Fissure there. Completely wins the team fight outright for his team. Everything after that is kind of just a formality. They don't lose a single member in the follow-up dive. They'll be able to pick up this Baron buff for free. That is just disgusting individual play.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Fissure playing insane on this Cassiopeia, accruing such a large gold lead just off of CS and then converting that to some big team fight wins, as well as Reptar not having TP in the bot lane actually didn't hurt EXT at all, as they forced the TP from Kiyohime by starting the Baron and backing off and avoiding all of the initial engage, and then they actually find the team fight win as well. Reptar finds the bot lane turret, and now the Baron and the Dragon going over the EXT. It's going to be a 6.5 gold lead in favor of them as well. So they're running away with the mid game right now, just like we said.
Yeah, they really are, and this is when the downside of the GEA comps starts to show itself. They don't really have anybody who can match Cassiopeia in a side lane. They don't have any equal to her in terms of the what she brings specifically to a team fight, not just in terms of damage. So they really do need to start splitting the map up if they're going to slow this game down enough for Fishcake to get online, because I don't have any doubts that Sivir is a stronger late game hard carry than Varus, but you don't just have to consider Varus, you also have to consider how powerful Fissure has become on Cassiopeia.
Right now, Reptar being carried completely through this game. He's 1-4 on this Mordekaiser, putting pressure in the side lane. And he's doing exactly what his team needs him to do, really. He's drawing Kiyome to the side lane, pressuring these turrets, and just letting his team do the rest of the work. And that's kind of the story that EXT has been putting on the entire split. They're spreading their pressure really well and making some big plays, grouping around and playing around TPs. And their macro play is just pretty good overall, especially after they're able to accrue such large leads out of the mid game. The macro play part is really easy, but the corrupting chains do not land. Now Curb Stomp taking a lot of damage, but they find the initial kill on the Fishcake. Silverhammer gonna go golden, not gonna stun up anybody. Here comes Kiyome, gonna shut down the ADC of EXT, but will be enough to win them the team fight. Key of Light is here, putting out some damage, but the spell shield comes out. Fissure left unchecked in the bot lane, gonna grab that inhibitor too. And now they might be looking for the end. Curb Stomp and Sacred Strike on the way to pick up the inhibitor. They have the Baron enhanced minions. They know how strong Fissure is. They have a little bit of a wave right now. They could be looking for it. Key of Light receives the spell shield. They're going to use the TP and commit that too. They're looking for the end, Neo. Now will they find the binding goes on to the Tom Kench. They find the first Nexus Tire. Second wave is pushing in. Danielle Andrade looking for the engage. Finds Reptar, but gets put into the Shadow Realm. Now second turret goes down. Sacred Strike takes a lot of damage. She's going to go down to the Ignite potentially, but no, not yet. They're looking for the end. Nexus not going to go down though. GEA turning this around, looking to save the game. They push off the members of EXT. A triple kill for Fishcake, and they keep their dreams alive.
Yeah, big overstep there from EXT. Fissure going a little bit too deep in the fight, actually giving the shutdown over to Fishcake specifically, and they're just running Reptar down.
Yeah, Reptar doesn't have enough move speed to outrun Amobi's Morgana, so the binding is the only thing you have to dodge really, and he wasn't able to do it. So now 1-5 on this Mordekaiser. It's a 4-0 really in favor of GEA, and they're starting to fire back a little bit in this mid game. These are still 4K down. And the inhibitors down on the bot side as well. No major objectives spawning for about 2 minutes, so they have some time to buy some breathing room and potentially not have to force so hard. But the Chains of Corruption landing here, Spell Shield gonna go out to block the second charge. Key of Life landed by the pillar. He's in trouble, gonna have to run away. The turret not gonna take him down, but Sacred Strike with the red buff going to do it for him. Now Daniel Andrade on the run. The redemption might save him just a little bit, but they're still going for more. Curb Stomp has the Abyssal Voyage ready pretty soon, but they're not gonna overchase. Not gonna make that mistake again. Or are they? He comes in on the backside, does not have Sacred Strike with him, did not give him enough time to come in, but he's looking for it. The rest of his team coming in. He's taking up so much damage. They're gonna pick up Silverhammer right after he goes. Golden Redemption not here to save him this time. And now they're running down the rest of GEA. They're gonna pick up this turret, gonna move forward, look for some more as well.
Yeah, it feels really bad to be Kiyohime in these fights because you have to ult from so far away. It's so hard to use disengage instead of aggressive Ornn ults into Miasma and Trundle Pillar. You pretty much have to move out of the fight entirely to get an ult off. It's such an important tool that GEA just hasn't really been able to use mid-team fight.
Yeah, now Fissure looking forward for the Petrifying Gaze. He flashes forward, eaten up by Curb Stomp, now putting out all of the damage. Horn comes out, but it doesn't matter. Chains of Corruption onto the ADC. Fishcake gonna get shut down. Key of Light, the last one left. What can he do? Silverhammer there to support him. They're gonna move into the bot side. They're just looking for the end right now. It's a naked Nexus, but they decided to push in the mid lane. They don't think they can end quite yet. Fissure looking for the final pick right now. They need to find Key of Light to end this game. 20-second death timers on the rest of their players. Silverhammer clearing waves in the bot side of the map. They're looking for him. Reptar finds the claw, but he's gonna get stunned up. They can't find the dive quite yet, but they do find the inhibitor turret. They're gonna back off and look for this ocean dragon now. And you have to question EXT. I'm pretty sure they could have ended.
I have to agree with you, but their opposition does respawn onto the map now. If it wasn't open Nexus, I would say this play is fine, but I think you can force a little bit harder when you've got so slow or so small of a margin that you actually have to deal damage in terms of structure. You can definitely int for that, as they say, and honestly, with how powerful Fissure is right now, it might not even go that poorly for you.
Yeah, and Fissure sitting at 4 items, so strong right now. The thing is, I feel like we've been looking at his items for so long, and he's yet to buy any control wards or anything like that. I feel like he hasn't been warding at all. You can see that he has a 16 ward score, not super high by any means, being beaten out by Key of Light as well. He's just been buying the completed items, backing every time he has a completed item, really, after the first one. Now, Baron has spawned. EXT might look for this as their final fight, but they might find the pick onto Curb Stomp here. Daniel Andrade receives the spell shield, so not going to get slowed by the tongue lash, but EXT has full vision control of this Baron right now. GEA cannot see what they are doing, but they're going to look for the fight anyway. Daniel Andrade pulled in. Absolute Zero not going to come out. He's going to get thrown into the Shadow Realm, buying some time for his team, but Sacred Strike on the backside, going to get stunned up by the Soul Shackle, but here comes Fissure running down the team, finds one, looking for Fishcake now. Kiyohime falls on the backside, but Key of Light finds one. He's trying to save the game. Gonna use the TP on the bot side as well. They're gonna run down Key of Light, make sure he cannot make sure he cannot stop Reptar and Fissure on this push. Fishcake also backing right now. They're looking for the game ender, and I would like to stop looking at Key of Light right here because they're ending the game. Thank you, directed camera or our observer. I don't know who's looking. Key of Light getting run down. He's going to receive the tongue lash, looking for the end. Fishcake taking too much damage, but he's not going to be able to defend this one. EXT pick up their 7th win of the GRLCS split and are still undefeated.
Yeah, really good game coming out from the side of EXT. They had a few oversteps, a few stumbles, some really nice plays from Goliath Esports Armored in the mid game. But I think the turning point for me was Fissure's 3-man flash ulti in the top lane. After that, it just felt like he took over the game in a big way.
I mean, Fidget just played so well this game, and putting up such great CS numbers all across the board. The only person really pale in comparison to it is Fishcake, who is Sivir, really. And you expect Sivir to get a lot of farm, especially you can see the farm comparison across the team. We can see that they funneled so much gold into Fishcake, who just wasn't able to carry for GEA. But we have to talk about how well GEA did in the early game against EXT. It's not something that we've really seen from them before, or something we really expected in this matchup.
Yeah, and it's a good thing I'll say for EXT that Fissure got as big as he did, because in the 2v2, uh Fishcake and Silverhammer were more than a match, I felt, for Let's Have Fun and Curb Stomp. They were beating them consistently in the 2v2. Silverhammer with some really nice standalone plays. And in that 2v2 experience, even when Sacred Strike did come down for that 3v2 gank, that was outplayed by Fishcake and Silverhammer, you started to feel like there was a little bit of a difference going on.
Yeah, and I mean, GEA pushing forward, they have to start playing through their bot side of the map. They put so much jungle pressure on the top side of the map, and it just didn't pay off for them this game. Their bot lane was playing absolutely insane. If they could put some more pressure on the bot side of the map with Danielle Andrade as jungle, they could potentially pick off some wins on the later half of this round robin. This is only the second week of the second half of the round robin, so I believe they have 4 or so more games to play as well. But we'll go and take a quick break before we move into our last game of the day. It's going to be the rematch of Sensei Squad versus MSU JV. Be right back. Hello and welcome back to week 7 of the Blessed Isles Conference. I am Mark Hames here with Neo, and the last game of the day is going to be Sensei Squad Diamond versus MSU JV. Now, last time these two teams matched up, Sensei Squad Diamond did take the win, but MSU JV has been looking a little bit better as the split went on. Now, they've been improving very slowly, but Sensei Squad has been improving as well. And I'm excited to see how Sensei Squad drafts this game. It's always coming down to the Sensei Squad draft, really. We've seen these are some innovative picks, really. To be honest, I did not expect this draft from Sensei Squad. This is not something we've seen from them before, but let's go and introduce some teams. On the blue side, we have MSU JV. It's the Bears. On the top side of the map, we have a real kitty playing Vladimir. In the jungle, we have Arcade Raven on Jarvan the Fourth, the Mola on the mid lane as Malzahar, and the bot lane as Dud the Bomb, and Fenrir 05 as Jinx and Leona.
Yeah, and over on the red side, we've got SQD, we've got Virgin Jordan in the top lane on Vigar, we've got Water Bear in the jungle on Olaf, we've got Fiction in the mid lane on Talon, and Boar and FB Jake in the bot lane on Jin and Zac.
Yeah, and you have to wonder how the draft turned out like this. How did Sensei Squad end up drafting this kind of composition with Zac support, Vagar top? This is not traditional, late game tailored composition that we've seen from Sensei Squad, and I kind of welcome this change. They kind of need to change up a little bit in their drafts and their play patterns to be able to really make the push for playoffs and be able to make a deep run.
The 3 champion flex experience is Vygar going mid or AD carry or top, is
Or
Olaf
support,
going
or
jungle,
support.
or support, right, or support. Is is Zach jungling, or is he going top lane? No, he's actually support. Is Olaf going top lane? No, he's jungle. Really, the only thing that they knew going into this champ select is that Jhin would be ADC.
Yeah, and I'm sure they countered pick with Talon as well. Fiction playing the Talon. I think this is the first time we've seen him play such an aggressive pick all split. And you definitely need to play something aggressive in the Malzahar. You can't just let him scale up and not pressure him very much, but FB flashes in. He knows this matchup, goes on to Dud the Bomb. They find the engage, and they're going to find the first blood on to Dud the Bomb. Now Fenrir looking to trade back, throws out the Ignite, has the Zenith Blade, potentially flashes forward with the stun, but he's in a little bit of trouble. Gonna get rooted up by FB and fall very slowly. It's the 2v2 kill for Sensei Squad Diamond.
All sums burned on both sides, but both kills going over to Sensei Squad. A really nice engage there onto Dud the Bomb. FBJ totally understanding what Zach is capable of level 2 and how much damage they can put out.
Yeah, FB Jake has really inspired me playing Zac into Leona. I'm trying to come up with some Leona counter picks just because she's so strong in the meta right now. I really want to beat her with something, you know. I've come up with some creative power picks, but here comes Fiction in the mid lane, gonna jump over the wall. Water Bear there to support. They're gonna back off for now. But yeah, some creative picks into Leona for sure, and maybe Zac is a winning matchup. I'm not quite sure in this matchup. Never seen this played before. So from what I've seen, though, it seems like FB Jake wins at level 2.
Yeah, results-oriented, perhaps small sample size, but it definitely looks that way, and I can't really think of any reasons why Zach wouldn't be a decent lane into Leona. I mean, with the passive and how much survivability he has naturally, plus the ridiculous engage range, it doesn't seem like it'd be too bad. Whenever I have to play against Leona, I usually just pick Thresh, which is kind of my default into a lane like that, so you know, it's some really nice innovation coming out here.
Yeah, I mean, so we think about the Zac pick. He can engage onto the enemy ADC as soon as Leona goes onto him. So he's gonna be able to output a lot more damage than Leona, I think. I think his base damage is just a lot higher than Leona's, especially with the full combo. He has the Q as well to be able to provide some more CC than Leona because he has the knockup and the Q. So perhaps it's just a really great pick in Leona, and now Water Bear paying a visit to the bot side of the map. Here comes FB Jake looking for the engage. They're going to go on to Dead the Bomb. He does not have any summoner spells. Keep this in mind. FB Jake doesn't have any more engage, though. Water Bear going to flash over the wall to look for the Ragnarok's flow. Gonna find it. They're going to look for him. Dead the Bomb going to fall so slowly. Who are they going to give the kill to? Sensei Squad giving it over to Boar. No, he's giving it to Fiction. What the heck?
Fiction casually walks in from the mid lane after taking his wave to pick up the kill so that they get 4 kill participation out of that. 3 people get the assist gold and Fiction picks up a kill for himself. Honestly, probably a pretty good idea. There's 2 kills on Boar already. Giving Fiction that extra gold will make it so the potential snowball into Malzahar is even more effective, or even more of a guarantee.
Yeah, and Water Bear putting a lot of pressure in this early game. Now they're looking for a dive bot as well. Just they're abusing the spot matchup. They know that they're better than Dud the Bomb and Fenrir, so they're gonna be pressuring this really hard, especially with the Zac pick. You kind of have to play around that because he has such great gank setup with the Jhin as well.
Yeah, his gank setup is absolutely disgusting, and honestly, with Jin's W coming over the top of that and a potential Olaf running in, I would really hate to be in Dud the Bomb's position.
Yeah, absolutely. But now Jungler from MSU paying a visit to the bot lane. Boar does not have sums yet. If they can find the Flagon Dragon, they might just get the kill. They slow him up, root him up. He's going to go down. It's a shutdown for the ADC. Dud the Bomb picks it up.
Yeah, Boar, there's not really anything you can do in that scenario. You can only root one target if you land it. You don't have flash. You're Jhin at level 4. Everything sucks.
Yeah, I mean, FEJ could have, given his life to buy Boar some time, but, they wouldn't really win the 2v3 anyway. They used all their summoner spells already, and Oh, yeah, FP Jake looking for a little bit of something, but has no support. So they use all their summoner spells already. Arcade Raven just pretty strong in the early game. You can't really expect bot lane of Sensei Squad, despite how ahead they are, to be able to come back from that one. They were just punished for pushing too far ahead without any vision.
Yeah, and in terms of a straight up who's better early game, there's the flash
Oh
forward
yeah,
in the top
flash
lane.
forward and the Nether Grass onto Virgin Jordan, but Water Bear is there to turn things around now. A real kitty in trouble. He does not have the Sanguine Pool. Vale gonna have to flash away and running towards the turret. And yeah, Water Bear's gonna pick that one up. They probably tried to give it to Fiction again, in all honesty, but a pretty interesting roam from the Moa, forcing the play so hard in the top side of the map.
Yeah, Real Kitty putting himself in tower range to take the shot, possibly because he saw Fiction there, possibly because he wanted to get back to base a little faster, who knows. But a really nice 2v2 counter gank up there in the top lane from Waterbear. Really good to notice that that was going on, had the positioning correct.
Yeah, it was just a matter of being at the right place at the right time. There's no way to know that the mole was actually there because they didn't have any vision on the top side of the map. Mole could have backed. You don't really see Malzahar's roaming that often. They knew he was in the bot side at least. So now a potential dive going here. They're going to find the root if FBJ can hit second Q, but he's not going to be able to. Now, Fiction just waiting there. They don't know that he's there. They just need to push in this wave and maybe call Water Bear over if they want to secure things. But Boar pushing this in by himself. Fiction actually going to back, not going to decide to waste too much time in the bot lane. Going to pick up the wave mid as Demola pushes it in as well. Now, Waterbar in the bot side of the map. They have been focusing this bot lane matchup pretty hard, and I expect them to keep doing that moving forward.
Yeah, in terms of early game effectiveness, Jarvan and Olaf both have really good gank setup early, both really powerful. Going into the early game can do a lot. It's just how the jungler chooses to pilot them.
Yeah, now Virgin Jordan on the run. He might just go down here. Real Kitty not able to find the damage, but Arcade Raven hits the flag and drag and takes him straight to the fountain.
Unlucky there for Virgin Jordan. He did have to burn the flash earlier, so really nice job by Arcade Raven to regank that. Demola was the first one to blow the summoners, and then Arcade Raven doing a really good job of capitalizing on the fact that Virgin Jordan really didn't have any outs.
So now Fiction moving into the mid lane. The Mola has the capability now to keep Fiction there. Fiction would have to lose a lot of waves, basically, if he wanted to do it. But now Dud the Bomb getting engaged on. He's going to miss the initial elastic slingshot. Now Fenrir and Dud the Bomb will get away for it.
Yeah, they do get away, but they're losing out on this early game pretty hard. Virgin Jordan will go down again in the top lane. Arcade Raven just kind of abusing the fact that SQD has drafted
Veigar top. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
he's a mobile top laner. You kind of have to abuse that. And I really like the Jarvan pick into the Veigar because you saw that the Cataclysm wall was the exact same range as the Veigar wall, actually. So Veigar can't really walk outside of that range to abuse the fact that, you know, he can stun people who walk into the wall. So it's a pretty good pick, in all honesty.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, and the overall effectiveness of Jarvan into the rest of the team doesn't really diminish, even if you are planning on spending a lot of time up in top lane getting Real Kitty ahead. You do fine into Olaf. It's sometimes picked into Olaf just so that you can sacrifice yourself by cataclysming. It's impassable terrain is like the only thing that can stop Olaf when he's in Ragnarok, so it makes a lot of sense there.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense now. Jungler on the bot side of the map, they're going to start at the dragon. They know Water Bear is there, but they can't do anything about it. Second dragon in the game, going to go over to Sensei Squad Diamond, who are piloting this early game fairly well. This is more that we've seen them do in previous games. They've really stepped it up against MSU JV. They know that playoffs is on the line. They have to play so well. Rift Trail going to be dropped in the top lane, and first turret so early in the game, 11 minutes, going to go over, and all the solo plating goes over to a Real Kitty.
Yeah, this is starting to get kind of scary with how much gold a Real Kitty has for himself. He's 102 CS up over 60, and he just got all of the turret plate for first tower plus the local gold. Vladimir is not somebody you want to accelerate the scaling on if you're on the side of SQD. There's going to need to be some type of shift in playstyle to make sure that Real Kitty doesn't start taking over things.
Yeah, and I mean, they're forcing so hard on the bot lane, but they haven't been finding anything else other than the initial play. They might look for a dive with Fiction, but Fiction's being kept in the mid lane by Demola now, and Arcade Raven paying some visits to the mid lane to kind of keep that pressure there as well. We can see that Water Bear is waiting in that bush. They might find the engage if they're lucky, but FB Jake has been missing some of these elastic slingshots this game.
Yeah, missing a couple elastic slingshots, and Water Bear, for the fact that he's 2-0-1, hasn't really found as much effectiveness, in my opinion, as Arcade Raven has. There isn't really a lane that you can abuse like Vigar top on the side of MSU JV. So Water Bear's kind of just been right place, right timing it. He is up in jungle CS, which is commendable for the fact that he hasn't been ganking quite as much, but you don't do a whole lot into Vladimir or Malzahar for the solo lane, and Dud the Bomb and Fenrir have been basically pushed in for the majority of the early game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not the worst to be pushed in as Jinx because you're kind of just wanting scale up. If you're pushed in, you're either getting dope, which is not happening in this game, or you just get a bunch of farm, and that's kind of what Jinx needs in the early game. Gonna pick up the early Storm Razor as well, probably, so it's not gonna be too bad. She's a little bit behind Vor right now, but other than that, in this early game, I would say it's a pretty big win to not get abused so hard as Jinx.
Yeah, and we have seen Fiction with a little bit of bot lane proximity, same for Water Bear, but it is so nightmarish to try and dive Leona at any stage of the game. It's just one of those things that you don't really do. So because of that and SQD's hesitancy to pull the trigger on that, Dud the Bomb is just getting as much farm as he wants. He's not really suffering that much in terms of gold due to the early 2 kills on him, and other than that, yeah, Jinx just kind of getting to scale.
Yeah, so we can see that first back might come out soon for Dud the Bomb. Dragon's not spawning anytime soon, so unless there's a big skirmish, we don't expect to see any action here in the early game. So we can kind of talk about Sensei Squad's playoffs run right here. So last week we saw them take a game off of Team Krugs, or take the match from Team Krugs. At least I think it was Team Krugs. Let me double check right there.
No, it was Team Krugs. I actually had the pleasure of casting that game. It was really nice performance from Sensei Squad, and yeah, you kind of just hit the nail on the head. I feel like they're turning it on once they realize that they haven't won everything early, so that they do kind of need to change up things a little bit, and I think that's reflected in their draft here.
It's definitely reflected in their draft. Other than the Vagar pick, I feel like their draft has changed quite a bit. And I actually like this a lot from Sensei Squad. They know that they need to play towards their bot side. They know that Bower and FE Jake are really strong laners, and they're able to create some big advantages if they put some pressure. And Water Bear being on this early game jungler, who actually has the assistance of a strong mid laner through Fiction on the Talon this game, is a pretty big change for Sensei Squad. Because in the past, we've seen them play a lot of scaling comps, and I mean a lot of scaling comps.
Yeah, definitely. And Boar is the kind of player that you need to unlock in the game. Once he is online, he can absolutely take over on basically any champion. So the fact that they are paying more attention to bot lane, I think is going to be a really good change for them.
Yeah, now we can see that Virgin Jordan's kind of foregone the top lane, giving Vladimir a lot of solo lane farm. Kind of just hovering around this dragon right now, hovering around, seeing if the Mola goes a little bit too aggressive on the Fiction, and trying to capitalize on that. But the dragon is spawning in 30 seconds. Virgin Jordan and a Real Kitty have the TP available. But at this stage in the game, we can see that a 2K gold lead has accrued for the side of MSU Bears, and they might just be able to win this team fight right here. A Real Kitty could TP in right now, potentially win it for them because he's just so big right now compared to Virgin Jordan.
Yeah, definitely. You would like to have the Rabadon's death cap finished, but I don't know if we'll hit that before this dragon fight happens. Fiction going a little bit aggressive there. We'll take the zap as a form of disengage, but we're kind of just waiting to see if there is going to be a TP play or not. SQD doing a good job of forcing them off of the dragon and off of the vision surrounding it, and then we'll start it up.
Yeah, so there is a ward right behind them. That's the one a Real Kitty is going to TP to. They have the Nether Grass available. They're going to stop him on the wall, and they're going to take off Fiction. Now they're looking for the Mountain Dragon. Big Cataclysm on the board. Going to force the flash. Now the Baby Cage comes out. Going to disengage a bit, but here comes a Real Kitty on the backside. Going to pick up the kill onto Boar. FB Jake on the backside. Going to pop the Cell Division, but it's not going to be enough. A big fight for MSU Bears in the early game, turning this one very much in their favor.
Yeah, Fiction getting caught out early along with the fantastic TP position for Real Kitty, getting that flash engage onto Boar in the backside. This Vladimir being that far ahead and now even further far ahead is a huge problem for SQD now.
Yeah, SQD is definitely hurting in this game. They kind of need to get a little bit more onto their carries to be able to win some of these fights. At the same time, MSU Bears is going to be getting gold onto their carries. It's going to be pretty scary. A mid-game Jinx who's going to be accelerated quite a bit after picking up these 2 kills early in the game. Rift Herald is available for either team to take it. Looks like MSU Bears are going to start this one off. However, their bot lane's in the bot side of the map, so it's just going to be a 3v3 if they decide to do this, but they decide to back off anyway because they have been spotted out. Scuttle was secured by Sensei Squad. Fenrir gonna get engaged on. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's actually just gonna have to go down. Gargoyle with Stoneplate isn't gonna keep him tanky enough. And now Dud the Bomb on the run. Curtain Call gonna come off. He's gonna dodge one, but not dodge the second one. Flash away, but not away from the initial engage from FBJ. Gonna heal away. He could turn this one around potentially. If FBJ does not have the Cell Division, Boar is gonna walk in. They're gonna potentially get this turret right now if Dud the Bomb decides to back.
Yeah, a good pick there on Fenrir, and I think Dud the Bomb has to back. No mana, no summoners, no support. Everybody's fighting around the Rift Herald right now.
Yeah, and now the Rift Herald has been started up by the SQD, but they might have to forego this as Demola TP's in. They don't have the assistance of Virgin Jordan. Waterbear might look for the Smite steal. Their bot lane's in the bot side of the map, not going to be here to assist. The Rift Herald actually just going to be secured by MSU.
Yeah, and an interesting decision to actually give it over to a Real Kitty. They want him to have that split pushing threat. They know that Virgin Jordan is locked into this lane with no TP and probably going to be no support because there's no objective up on the top side. Fiction, a nice ult to get away from that 3-man gank squad there.
Yeah, it was pretty dangerous. He was spotted out by the sweeping lens, not by an initial ward though. Now Fiction is going to go back and clear this mid lane wave. The Mola has a lot of priority in this mid lane, to be honest, and he's able to kind of convert this into a side lane presence. Then their team is going to accelerate their lead pretty greatly. It's a 3k lead so far in favor of MSU Bears, and despite the change in playstyle and draft from Sensei Squad, they found themselves behind in the early game yet again.
Yeah, it almost feels like they're still playing scaling. In terms of how passive they've been and how many ganks that they have chosen to ignore that could have potentially come through. I don't know if, quite if Waterbear's used to. There's a really nice pick on the Real Kitty up in the top lane.
Yeah, he has nowhere to go. Gonna not have the Rift Trail to drop now. And they actually find the shutdown. That's pretty big going on the board. That's exactly who you want it on. He's gonna be looking for a second item now and potentially gonna be propelled through that a lot further. Now, Umbral Glaive for Fiction, a pretty big pickup at this stage of the game. Gonna be able to clear out a lot of vision that MSU places on these objectives that are about to spawn. 30 seconds or so on the Baron and 2 minutes on the next Dragon.
Yeah, that's a really important roam for the bot lane of SQD to get off the bonus gold going over to Boar, and the fact that they were able to relieve so much pressure off of Virgin Jordan. They will be able to pick up this top lane tower barring any major catastrophe, and that's so important because, as I was mentioning, Virgin Jordan kind of locked into that lane. What they were banking on, I think, MSU, is the fact that Real Kitty would be able to engage and force him out. That's just dead, Dud the Bomb.
Yeah, Dud the Bomb has no options there. Fenrir could just stun the initial engage, but it's really hard if Fiction goes invisible, you know? You can't really do anything about that. And Fiction picking up the Umbral Glaive now is going to have a lot more damage out on his pocket. But FBJ looking for the engage on the Arcade Raven. He finds the Cataclysm on the do, activates the Gargoyle Stoneplate. They're going to get locked up by the Baby Cage with nowhere to go. Boars picks that up with the first Curtain Call shot. Now he's looking for a Real Kitty. FBJ finds the engage, but the Sanguine Pool gonna save him. A Real Kitty turns that one around. Now Fiction on the backside, gonna fast back away after being ignited by Fenrir. Now Boar looking for more. Virgin Jordan picks up one with the delete button, but still gonna be a double kill for the top laner of MSU.
And that miss from Dud the Bomb's ultimate, I don't think it had enough damage to take down Fiction, but the health bars are good enough to actually stick around here and potentially pressure this mid lane turret. Virgin Jordan has been left in the mid lane, but it looks like the rest of SQD is just going to back off.
And SQD has neutralized a lot of the gold lead right there by picking off a real kitty and then getting the kill onto 2 members in that fight yet again. Dragon going to be spawning 25 seconds, squad on the run, trying to secure this objective. They have 2 dragons already. They can't afford to give just more and more mountain dragons over to the MSG squad because they'll become too tanky. There's not enough sustained damage on the side of SQD to be able to burn through that in these team fights. They kind of need to burst somebody up front, and their composition is very much designed to do that.
Yeah, you really can't afford to give over Mountain Drakes or Mountain Soul specifically when you have a Talon mid lane. His effectiveness goes down as the game goes on, and if you give over Mountain Soul, there's really nobody that he can pick anymore, even if, except for the case that we just saw where Dud the Bomb doesn't have any support for summoner spells. That's basically his only out in mid to late game.
Yeah, and Waterberg gonna secure the Dragon Arcade Drive and trying to steal, but has nowhere to go. Activates the Gargoyle Stone Plate. A real kitty on the backside, gonna go and hit the Sanguine Pool around Virgin Jordan's baby cage. It does not matter that it's there. Now Virgin Jordan putting out a lot of damage. Nethergrass can go onto him. They're gonna pick up the initial kill. Now FBJ trying to turn this one around. Hits the Elastic Slingshot on the 2. They're not gonna save himself. The Cell Division gonna go down. They give the kill over to Dud the Bomb, who picks up a double kill in this fight. A real kitty on the run right now. Not gonna get rooted up. Uses Sanguine Pool, but might not dodge the curtain call. Just one will do it, and he will get shut down by Boar.
Yeah, Boar hits a really important snipe there. Now there is no Vladimir to continue this fight, as Fenrir's going to get rooted up and probably taken down. No?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he doesn't have enough damage to actually take him down. The Mola pressuring them too hard, and the mid lane being pressured as well, forcing Waterbear to move over and not be able to secure that pick. But Fenrir, you gotta block for your support, man. Come on, like, Demola, what's going on?
That is so sad, honestly. The fact that that Boar was able to find that snipe, I think that was... I'm looking at the vision right now. Unless that's a control ward I see in Pixel Brush, that was blind.
I think it was blind as well. I mean, no, they have the... It looks like they have some vision right there, because we can see on the map that some vision is there. So I don't think it was completely blind. I think there's a ward over the wall. On the side.
No, you're right. There is. You're right. There is.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so good pickup there on the side of Boar. Demola has to burn the stopwatch. I think he's still dead.
Oh no, he dies, but actually takes down Fiction in the process with the Nethergrass and the assist from Dud the Bomb. So yeah, now Dud the Bomb has 5 and 3 on this Jinx. Gonna pick up the second item. Still pretty far behind Boar. But he's coming online slowly. He has the Runons now. Just needs one more item to really become that strong mid-game, late-game Jinx that you need to carry these later fights.
Yeah, the Runons, plus the fact that he has BF Sword as opposed to the Quicksilver Sash from Boar, I would say they're actually fairly even in damage if Jinx isn't just straight up ahead. That bonus kill gold going over onto Fiction is really important for him.
Yeah, but now Dud the Bomb, not going to have enough damage to actually turn this one around for Fenrir. He gets picked off on the side. That same ward that picked off Fenrir earlier is the same ward that just picked him off again. Sensei Squad really relying on that ward, but the TP coming in from Demola going to help him save the turret. A real kitty might find the flank right here, but he's going to get spotted out by Waterbear. Might just look for the fight, though. But here comes Fiction on the side. He's going to get smited out, taking a lot of damage right now, but going to get slowed. Fiction on the run, but here comes Boar and the rest of the squad. He's going to use the ultimate on Boar, but has nowhere to go and might just get picked off right now. That's a critical pick for the Sensei Squad, and here is the fight they need. They find another pick onto Arcade Raven. They're going to convert this straight into a Baron victory.
Yeah, I like the fact that a real kitty has recognize the fact that he is the carry potential for the mid game with the lead that he got in top lane and how much jungle proximity Arcade Raven gave, but not purchasing Zhonya's in favor of more offensive options is definitely going to hurt him in the I need to stall out for my team so that they can come support me Vladimir experience, because that's a situation you find yourself in quite a bit.
Yeah, and Waterbear going low, but the baby cage gonna come out. Lock up 2, and these are the 2 that they need to turn this around. Now they find 2 more picks. The Sensei Squad off of the Baron completely. Now Dud the Bomb getting run down by FBJ, but no damage gonna be onto him. He's gonna actually look for the dive, potentially. Curtain Call gonna come down, but he's taking too much of the turret. Now Fiction on the backside might look for the pick but he stops his back for nothing, really. They're going to look for the turn. Real Kitty is here, going to turn this around. Now, Water Bear going to go down. Sandwing pull to dodge away the stun from the baby cage. Looking for FB Jake now. They might just have enough damage. They use the zap to take him low, but they might just not be able to do it. Arcade Raven not in range for the flag and drag as well, but Fiction on the backside might look for the pick onto the bomb. Going to activate the ultimate, but not commit to it.
Unfortunate there on the initial fight that Dud the Bomb wasn't able to find anyone with his ultimate. It actually field gold straight through the entire 4-man of Sensei Squad that was there. But they are able to stop the Baron attempt. They have no vision in the area still. It's about to be reclaimed by Fenrir. But important for them that they were able to get SQD off of that neutral objective.
And it's extremely important because they would have just gotten snowballed on, honestly, if SQD was able to pick up the Baron, because they have the Baron pressure. They pick up the next dragon as well. It is soul point right now, so 4th dragon for Sensei Squad will secure them the mountain soul right here, and the prep already being done by MSU. They know that they can't afford to lose this dragon, but Sensei Squad just brute forcing this vision right now, going and starting this dragon. Potentially, control ward's gone down. I believe that they have started it up. But Arcade Raven on the backside looking for the engage. Boar gonna get away though. Cataclysm is here, but does he enough damage? Boar trying to do what he can to push off Arcade Raven, but Virgin Jordan to the rescue. Gonna use his delete button and take him down. Meanwhile, Waterbeard shuts down the ADC. Does the bomb not there means that they just don't have enough damage. Real Kitty in the back line trying to save the fight, but he has nowhere to go, and that's gonna be the straight up ace for Sensei Squad, picking up the Mountain Dragon, potentially now picking up the Baron for good.
Yeah, a super well-played fight there from the side of SQD. There was a lot of pressure early onto Boar, and he did get the Cataclysm from Arcade Raven sent his way, but there was zero follow-up. Real Kitty wasn't able to get into the backline of that fight early enough, and once he was there, he was so low, Boar just picked him off with a 4th shot auto.
Yeah, now Virgin Jordan, who was 0-2 in the early game, finds himself at 7-3, doing so much in these fights with the zoning from the baby cage, and then the delete button is just saving his ADC each time. Now Boar putting out a lot of pressure as well. 11-3 on this Jinx, and Jinx Rocket not going to be able to steal it this time. And Zakir goes over to the Sensei Squad, and now accruing themselves a 3k gold lead. It's going to be pretty tough for MSU to stop them.
Yeah, it's super terrifying to play into SQD when they have Baron buff if they do their lane assignments properly, because of the fact that Vygar, despite being down early, is now up at 7 kills and has been given time to scale up into his own sort of side lane threat, and the fact that Fiction can traverse the map so quickly. Once the map gets smaller and smaller and narrower towards the inhib towers on the side of MSU JV, then he can hop walls to whatever lane they decide to actually engage on, so they really don't have any options other than just wave clear out and hope that the Baron doesn't last too long.
So now a Real Kitty pushing out the side wave to make sure that SQD cannot use that as a side lane option. They're just pressuring the mid lane though. It looks like SQD's grouping. I'm pretty frustrated to see SQD grouping right now.
After what we've talked about significantly on the No Name 5 Krugs game, I am really sad to see this many people around the mid lane. I do hope they spread things out. They are sending Virgin Jordan down to deal with the bot lane wave that was pushed out by a Real Kitty. I would like to see, it looks like Fiction is heading up into the top lane, so we will get the 1-3-1, but those waves being pushed out early means it's going to take a while for them to start collapsing onto the inner towers.
Yeah, Real Kitty just waiting in the base right now. There's a ward behind Sensei Squad, so if they commit too hard, then Real Kitty could potentially TP and then look for the fight, but he's going to have to answer Fiction in the top lane. Now, Virgin Jordan being left unanswered, going to be able to push out one more wave as Sensei Squad pushes in the mid lane wave as well. They have enough wave clear to be able to stop this, but Waterbear might be able to force this. The cannon will take it. Now they're looking for the fight. Here comes the engage from FB Jake. Lands the elastic slingshot and the Q to slap some people together. Never grasp on the backside, but now Boar in trouble. He's taking a lot of damage, and Real Kitty gonna take him down. Meanwhile, Arcade Raven and Real Kitty's doing so much work in this fight. It's the straight up 2v2 right now between jungle support and top jungle. Who will win? They don't even want that right now. They want the bomb. They find him. A Real Kitty goes golden. He's going to be able to take down Water Bear and potentially turn this around. GA pop for Arcade Raven, but Fiction going low. A double kill for Arcade Raven. They find the knock up and the triple kill for Real Kitty.
Real Kitty played that fight super well. That ward that you mentioned earlier that was behind SQD instantly answers the teleport coming out from the side of Virgin Jordan and just stays in the back line, picking Boar off so early. You see the rest of the team's death timers versus Boar's. He's actually going to be up a full 15 seconds. Oh, okay, there's Virgin Jordans, but he goes down first in the fight, which is so bad for SQD's chances.
Yeah, and now SQD gonna lose their inhibitor turret for they kind of squandered their Baron push by not spreading their pressure well enough, and they kind of engaged in the mid lane where they didn't have to. They kind of just let the turret kind of force it down, win the side lanes because nobody's matching Virgin Jordan at that point. Now they lose their Baron buff as well. It's 19 to 27. The gold lead is only 1k apart. This is a pretty even game for all intents and purposes. And now some more farm going on to Dud the Bomb as well. He's that 3-item late game jinx that we need.
Yeah, and the difference in team composition is that Water Bear is the one on the side of Sensei Squad who's supposed to get into the back line on Dud the Bomb and just be able to run through. Fiction if he finds a good angle, but it's so hard to approach as Talon straight onto Dud the Bomb when Fenrir's sitting on him. On the flip side, Real Kitty is seeming to have no trouble finding Boar in these fights, with the exception of the one around the Dragon Pit. He has been on the back line consistently with this Vladimir, and at 4 items and a Blasting Wand, it's so impossible for Boar to not die to the upfront burst. Without Flash, which he has for this upcoming fight, notably he hasn't when he's gone down to the Vladimir in the past, but you basically have to flash either the Hemoplague or the second spell rotation E and pool combo.
If he isn't able to flash that, the Sensei Squad might just lose this fight, but the critical flash is up for Boar, and the next Elder Dragon fight is going to be the one that ends things. Whichever team wins will surely be able to end, as inhibitors are on the eyes of either team. Inhibitor tower taken for MSU, but the inhibitor tower yet to be taken for Sensei Squad. Now, they have the preparation for the Elder Dragon, but Water Bear is on the top side of the map. They're going to get the back from a Real Kitty as well. They kind of need this, but Virgin Jordan on the top side. It might be a 5v4 for the first part of this if Virgin Jordan doesn't rotate over soon.
Yeah, I really like this adaptation from Boar. I just checked his items, and we are 4 items to 3.5, but he's also picked himself up a stopwatch, which is really important. That's an ability that's an option that Dud the Bomb won't have for this fight, along with the Flash. So the 80 carry difference in this fight is going to be absolutely huge.
Yeah, we'll see how Boar uses the stopwatch to be able to engage, but FP Jake looking for it. He finds the elastic slingshot, potentially the Q, not hitting the second Q, not wanting this so far, but Fenrir getting picked off at the initial part of the fight. This is disastrous for MSU. They're being run down right now. MSU finds 1 kill, but they're looking for more. Real Kitty and Arcade Raven in the backside, not able to do what they did last fight, and they aren't able to run over the Sensei Squad. The Mullah with the mispositioning, gonna go down the Fiction, Dud the Bomb, and a Real Kitty gonna go down to the Curtain Call as well. One more to Dud the Bomb will secure, and he finds the triple kill. Boar pops off in the fight, and now they're looking for the end.
Yeah, Boar doesn't even have to use the stopwatch, ends up flashing aggressively for a kill, and Fiction doing everything in that fight. He does look like he's going down to a Real Kitty there, but the fact that he completely took Dud the Bomb out of the fight at the beginning means that there was no upfront damage coming onto the front line for SQD, and Real Kitty not being able to get onto Boar this time around means that SQD wins the fight, and they actually will take the inhib before backing.
Ooh, and a Real Kitty looking for the play right here. He runs into the backline with the TP and the home guards doing so much. Virgin Jordan being the engaged target for Fenrir, but with no damage backup, Boar's just going to take him down with the help of Virgin Jordan. TP coming out on the backside. Television going to go down. They're looking for it. The Mullah's trying to save the game right here. Flash is out of the baby cage, but a Real Kitty might just go down. The Sanguine Fool going to save him for a bit. Going to use the ultimate, but not able to find it. Sensei Squad looking for the Elder Dragon now, and this game is all theirs.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there from the side of a Real Kitty. He went in initially off of the TP play without Hemoplague up, and then on that last ending spell rotation, he used the Hemoplague after the pool. He didn't have Zhonya's up to stall for the healing he would have gotten off of the ultimate. Just really unfortunate timing there for him.
Yeah, now the Elder Dragon goes over to Sensei Squad. They're trying to force onto the two members of MSU that they see that the bomb first target. The aspect of the dragon will take him down. The Elder Laser will do it for them. Now they're going to take a reset, potentially look for the Baron, look for the end. This is all that Sensei Squad needed.
I feel like the Baron at this point is a formality. You've got Dud the Bomb down for 40 seconds, so Real Kitty doesn't have any flash ready to get into the backline on Boar. Boar did end up using his stopwatch that time, but he's 15, 4, and 11. Virgin Jordan is 11, 4, and 9. They will start up the Baron just so that they can have the added push pressure, but this game is all but theirs.
Yeah, Sensei Squad would have to throw pretty big right now, and we have to applaud them for getting to this point. They've had some two pretty critical teamfight victories, and especially the picks right before the Elder Dragons secured it for them. We have to ask, Fenrir's positioning was just positioning way too aggressive for his team to be able to respond to him both times. He goes on to Virgin Jordan after he dies the initial time, and the initial time he just gets hit by the Zach Q and gets slowed and just gets gunned down despite having the Gargoyle Stoneplate.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't want to sound mean when I say this, but I kind of forgot Fenrir was in the game. This Leona has had basically zero impact in team fights, hasn't really landed any specific key ultimates, and at 0, 9, and 6 hasn't really been doing a fantastic job of protecting the carries either. Credit to Fiction and Water Bear for finding the backline so easily. It's so tough playing Talon in late game team fights, but when you're not getting zoned off at all by the presence of the enemy Leona, then it becomes a little bit easier.
Yeah, so now FB Jake, Virgin Jordan, Boar pushing in the top side of the map, Water Bear adding pressure to the mid lane. Game is all but over. Just one more fight will end it. They're looking for the top lane inhibitor turret wave coming in pretty soon. Arcade Raven looking for a little bit of something. He has the GA. This is the desperation play that MSU need to stay in the game. Can they find? They lose the inhibitor. They lose the inhibitor. Now the Nexus turrets are the next goal for the Sensei Squad. Arcade Raven getting poked out a little bit. Now Sensei Squad just pushing in slowly. They have a super minion wave coming in, enhanced by the Baron buff, and they just need to force something right now. They are definitely strong enough. They have the Mountain Soul. They have the Baron buff, but they move into the bot side of the map anyway. They want to take everything. They want total decimation.
Yeah, and I think the only play that that MSU has is a fully stacked Spellbinder run in from Real Kitty. He's almost got the flash available. If he can get onto Vor or onto Fiction, it might be enough.
Yeah, but it's not going to be enough as the initial engage from Sensei Squad is just too much. They blow up absolutely everybody but Fenrir and the GA of Arcade Raven. It's a 5-0. Absolutely well played by the Sensei Squad. They take the inhibitor, they take the Nexus Tower, and they grab their second win of the round robin right here, right now against the MSU Bears.
Yeah, unlucky there. They went actually onto Virgin Jordan, weren't able to find any other targets, and a really nice late game play on the side of SQD. They got basically everything that they wanted. They played the fights correctly, and for not drafting a scaling comp, they kind of drafted a scaling comp. The Virgin Jordan up on the Vigar top lane, it did get bullied early, but ending with a 12, 5, and 13 scoreline, only overshadowed by Boar's 15, 4, and 14 performance on Jhin. A really nice adaptation and playstyle coming out from SQD in this game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what SQD pulls out in the future because they have some pretty exciting comps so far. But the second half of the round robin is underway. They have about 3 or more matches, especially against EXT and some of the other teams in the conference. They could secure themselves the second seed out of the Blessed Isles Conference. But we'll go and take a break. I'm sorry, we'll end the broadcast for tonight. It's been a pleasure casting for you tonight on the Blessed Isles Conference. Tomorrow we will see the Lunari. No, Solari, one of those. The conference that I'm not in is casted on Thursdays. I think it's Lunari. I want to say it's Lunari because I think I'm Solari. Anyways, we'll take a break for the broadcast tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow at 5:30 with I think Vid is on broadcast tomorrow. Probably. I don't know. It might be me on the Santa stream. Oh no, I can't. I have to run in houses. Sorry guys. So I will not be casting. It will be Vid almost guaranteed or Jack. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Lunar